Ladies and gentlemen, those listening live on YouTube or any other platform that's streaming, we are live here on Fireside. We're just going to give it a minute or two for the live listeners to pour into the stage, and then we'll start the show. Thank you for your patience. Not long.
And counting. It feels good. 2 minutes, 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Right, okay, welcome to Shotgun Candy again here, episode, what is it, AC 10, right, the life and story of 6ix9ine. Okay, I've got poor network, if I cut out a little bit, issues today. Okay, so the king, let's start off with that. He's having some technical issues as well right now. He's having trouble getting to his account.
This is all perfect for us. I think we're doing
it. He really is. He really is. So he's trying to figure that out. He'll probably just join us real soon.
Cool. So how you been, man? What's going on?
Okay.
Oh,
Man, it's been I've been fucking busy this week, right? This is leading up to Christmas and Easter and all this shit. Here we
for
go.
sure. Oh yeah, Easter. That's right. It's Easter Sunday. Holy shit! Happy Easter to everybody.
Dude, it's my wedding anniversary today.
And Easter. Oh my god.
And I just thought I'd just said to my wife,
Mrs. Rocksteady, thank you so much.
It's different every year, but this year.
Thank you for letting him come out and play.
Oh, I just said to her, listen, honey, there's no other place I'd rather be than on Shotgun Candy right now. So
you're saying we're not going to dinner?
So yeah,
we're not going to dinner. You don't have reservations.
We did not go to dinner. No, we did not. It's 10 p.m. here, Perth, Western Australia time.
Dinner should happen.
Be in bed,
gotcha.
making love, but I'm not. I'm here.
Gotcha.
Speak with your boys.
It's not about the food so much as the maritals. I get it.
Nah. Spaghetti every night if you want.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So here we are for this week, man. And what about yourself? How's your week been? And have you done much for Easter?
We're going to go see the family a little bit later on today, so it's going to be a long day. It is but 7 o'clock in the morning for us. But it's going to be fun. You get to see the kids hide eggs. As long as you have good sunglasses, you're fine. You're going to be fine. Crack a couple cold ones. You'll be good by 4 o'clock. I'll be coasting, dude. Cruising. I'm not going to feel any pain whatsoever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Just go. Little disco nap.
I totally fucked up, right? You do the whole Christmas thing, Santa thing, Easter thing, but my son was like kind of paranoid about those little elf on a shelf things, man. The elf on the shelves, you can move them around at Christmas. So
it's a big thing now.
He's freaking out because, because he was born in Thailand, he was never raised with it first. He sort of came to Australia when he was 5, and suddenly these little elves just fucking follow you around. So he eyes them off like they're freaky. He doesn't find it fun at all. He gets paranoid. He has nightmares about it. So to the point where I had to tell him, like, son, just about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, they're not real. They're not real. And he's like,
damn it. And you ruined that. And you're like,
well, what do you mean? You should have seen the look on his face. He was crushed. He was fucking crushed, right? And
I was afraid of something.
Crushed that I lied to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, it can't be that because it's how can you even reach at the top of the cupboards? And I just reach up and I'd show him, and his mind was blown, man. So I thought I fucking spoiled it for the Easter Bunny this year, but it didn't. But it slipped my mind about the whole thing. My wife got all the eggs and stuff. Instead of doing it last night, putting all the eggs around for them this morning,
right?
I was like lying in bed looking at Shotgun Candy stuff actually, and she's like, "What about the eggs?" I'm like, "Holy shit!" My son was awake. I had to sneak out. I've got all these like little eggs like wrapped up on my shirt. I've walked out and I've bent over to start putting them down. They all just went all over the yard. I was like, "Fuck!" And there's no. I mean, just a matter of opening the blinds, the kids would have seen all thing. There. So I just pushed these eggs everywhere, man. Went inside, made a coffee, and my son's like, oh, "It's Easter Sunday time." I'm like, "That's right." Oh, damn! What if the bunny came? He's fucking seen eggs everywhere, man. He loves it. So I was like, got away with that one. But
he's poor Easter bunny. He's had some stomach issues, so he's doing a lot of piles of big eggs like that. But and also like when he opens it up, it's just I wonder what's inside this egg. It's just like where you can find our podcast on Spotify, Audible, Amazon. He just filled them with how to get in contact with Shotgun Candy.
Oh man. So so that was the sort of Easter morning for us this morning. But
awesome.
We're at the end of that day now.
Looking forward to it, man. And looking forward to episode 10. We're in double digits, people. Put it together. Put your damn hands together. We're in double digits. We made it. Is that 2.5 months of wow?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Boil that down.
Believe it is.
Listening to us do our thing. We appreciate that. Thank you. I did a post just last night about that, and thank you so much. You guys are incredible. I actually see the data. Thank you. I can't believe it.
I'm loving your part of the post. So for those that don't know, we've got our Instagram accounts, but we also have a shared Instagram account for Shotgun Candy. We just all pepper our own flavors in there, and we mix it up. We take a bit of each other's and stuff. It's just awesome. AC's fucking nailing his social media right now, so I'm loving it. Last night I looked up and I did it for an hour and 45 minutes, just like
going back and forth on like 5 clips on reels, and I'm like, I gotta stop. I gotta stop this. Like my bones were atrophied. I had to move. I was like clack 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 clack, like the Tin Man getting up. It's also not good. It's not good.
So I believe we have a guest. Elvis is having troubles coming in. He can't make it, so we've got someone else to fill in for him, and I hope you guys don't mind. Yeah, this is truth.
Man.
Okay, so here we go. Let's bring him up if that's okay.
I mean, I guess so.
He's for those listening on any other platform, not here live on Fireside. You'll hear the sound effects in the background. That is not a soundboard from us. That is from the listeners clapping and laughing and doing what they do. And also, if you do want to leave a message here on Fireside Live from any platform, especially actually from Fireside, there's a clickable link on the fortune cookie, and that will go to Shotgun Candy's Instagram. You can leave a 1-minute voicemail, and we will play that here on the show when the time is right.
And also, please,
I don't know if we should play one now or
take a moment to share the show as well. So if you can, hit that little button down there, a little circle, and share it. That way other Firesiders are alerted to our presence if they haven't heard us by now. If they're new, hello, welcome, episode 10. We've been around the block. We made it through the gauntlet.
Come to the show.
We made it through the Fireside Gauntlet. We've met the executives. Hi, Stephanie.
Sorry, we're stalling a couple of minutes here. We're just trying to get our third on the show because of these technical issues. So, shouldn't be a minute.
So
maybe you can start telling us about the show.
Let's preface this. Does anybody know why we're here? I mean, maybe you saw the advertisement to join us this morning, but we're here to talk about a very colorful person, and his name is Treyway, Tekashi 6ix9ine. And I can't believe that I'm even saying this because, I mean, I never thought I would do an expose on somebody like that. And I'm kind of glad I did because there is a lot to learn and there's a lot to kind of give him the benefit of the doubt for as well, because he's not always, you know, as you go along the story, and he has literal beef with everybody in the entire world. I'm not sure if anybody here is familiar. Clap it up if you guys have heard about this or any of his exploits. Cool. I mean, he's a fun character. He's really colorful. He's got the different color teeth, and obviously we can't show you a picture of that right now. But if you haven't seen him, do yourself a favor and Google his name, and you'll be glad you did, because it's kind of like a clownish, like a clown meets a juggalo, like a colorful clown, like a bozo type clown.
Can I interject here?
Yeah.
I had no idea who this guy was, man. I really didn't before this week. And how this, I didn't, man. I'm not into rap music and stuff like that, right? And what happened was I was on Instagram and I saw this clip of this guy with fucking tattooed face, colorful hair and shit. He's moving and he's doing some fucking silly shit. And I was like, well, and someone made a funny clip about it. It wasn't his like real scene. They were like just doing some sound over clap effects and stuff. It was funny. And I sent it to Kaylee, who's here in the listeners. She knows she's
Hi,
really
Kaylee. Good morning.
The rap stuff. Shout out to Kaylee. And I said, who is this clown? You know, and then she told me, and she started telling me about the popularity of this guy, and I started researching him a little bit. And I was like, shit, dude, he's got a comeback that's coming on this weekend. I think the 15th, just the other day. He's extremely viral with his social media and stuff. Yep. And I was like, let's look into this guy. That's when I approached you guys. So let's switch the subject this week just to check it out.
Us Yanks know all about him. Just because
I didn't know shit.
You're on the other side of the world, bro, but maybe he didn't make it over there. But we got our fair share of this guy because I am into rap, into hip hop specifically. And I mean, holler if you hear me. Put your hands up if you just don't care. I mean, that's not the kind of hip hop that I listen to. It's kind of a candied up, kind of a new age mumble kind of a thing with less lyricism and somehow like more female exploitation. I'm not sure how that's even possible. After rapping about bitches and hoes for 25 years, now we get, you know, and then pills and having sex with women. How can you do that if you're all pilled out? How the fuck can you do that and perform well if you're all pilled out? That's another question for, I guess, you know, future or whatever. So this person's name, if you didn't know it, this person's name is Daniel Hernandez. Daniel Hernandez is loosely connected to the gang, the 9 Trey Bloods. Okay, to understand who he is and kind of his identity, because he always is coasting on those, those laurels. Just because he has this connection and these goons that can bail him out of trouble, apparently, you kind of see a pattern that, he's kind of untouchable, that no one can, approach him, even though he goes to different cities. And he kind of gets, he kind of pokes the bear. Let's just say he gets in trouble. So to understand that, we're going to understand who the 9 Trey Gangsters are. So the 9 Trey Gangsters are, they're Bloods, right? The Crips and the Bloods, they're Bloods. They're a violent set of the United Blood Nation Street Gang, which itself is set inside of a Bloods gang. So this is inside of Rikers Island as well. So it's even a harder sell here because we're talking about Rikers Island is harboring this, this violent set of Bloods. I mean, it's just, you're talking about exponential, like a cake. Like what a volatile powder keg we can put together to make some violent people. And I mean, if you Google them, you see just a list of different things that they've done, as far as stabbings and been involved in shootings and, just one of the worst parts of the Bloods, with all due respect, obviously in a historical kind of a centerpiece. Don't come to get me. I'm just talking about the Bloods and Crips. I thought about that as I was writing. I was like, should I fucking talk shit about the Bloods and Crips? He really, this is his identity, right? So the best way to think about this guy, Treyway 6ix9ine, right, is he's a mixture of hatred and vitriol, and that people have for him because he's so outspoken, and yet he is kind of this colorful. I mean, I think I have the colors figured out. The colors might be, you're now free to move about the cabin. I think the colors are, how the birds of paradise have nothing else going on for them, but have you seen them on BBC or whatever? When they're just hopping around and they have like the most brilliant colors because they have to attract that female. That's all he has, I believe. That there's no inherent
peacocking.
Correct. I'm going to call it birds of paradising because he's very colorful. He's very flamboyant. Flamingoing, yeah, something. So he is, I think, universally as loved and hated because he gives no shits. He walks through the streets of New York after people, as we're going to see soon, call him out and say, hey, don't come here. You better check in with us. We're another rival gang. But really? Are they really a rival gang? Or do they just want clout? Are they just another set of rappers that just might want to, jump on that hashtag for the, when Treyway's in New York? That could be it too. So a couple of cases against him, but, we'll get into that in a minute. But he's a master manipulator and he knows how to ride waves. Kind of like, don't want to make any long connections, but Mark Cuban, another right place at the right time kind of guy. Maybe he, has some of those attributes, but in a clown demon's body. No, I don't fucking know.
All right, so those might have heard that little sound in the background here, like the plane thing. That means there is messages coming in, and we've got about 5 or 6 of them.
Love to hear
come in now. So first, we actually have Lisa Nielsen. She's here. So here we go. Hi, Shotgun Candy. How are you? Lisa Nielsen here. Look, I'm really
good morning.
Subject because I love 69ers. I've just always enjoyed 69ers. Okay. I think it's a little bit dirty, a little bit naughty, and a little bit fun. Lisa, come on.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, kind of different thing that we're. Anyway, let's carry on there, shall we?
Our first message. Wow, baptized.
We've got one on the screen here. We have 2 thumbs down for 6ix9ine, and we have Lisa from Worm. We also have a voicemail from Worm here. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Happy Easter to both of you.
Morning, Worm. Happy Easter, man.
See, you're going to talk about Tekashi. Yeah, only be a little better if the title was The Death of Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh, whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Snitches get stitches.
Of natural causes.
Natural. This is,
of course.
We've got one from Ixel here. Ixel, I think first time caller. Here we go.
Hey guys, testing. This is me testing how to leave voice messages on your account.
You almost got it.
Seeing if you're going to play it in your show. I'm not sure if I'm in the right place, but anyway, I'm new to Fireside, so I'm really excited to test this app, and yeah, really enjoying your show. So anyway, bisous depuis la France. Kisses from France.
Thank you very much. Just for those that want to try and test that out, thank you, and we're glad that you did. Some people's devices, you can turn the volume right down and leave a message, and it'll cut that background noise out.
Yep.
But for others, including myself, I have to actually jump out of the show, leave a message, jump back into the show. We're trying to see if Fireside will work with that. But nonetheless, thank you for joining in for the first time there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming. That follows all around, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
Okay, we've got we've got a couple more. We've got one from Uncle Eddie. I was just seeing if we have to. Okay, so speaking of the Bloods and Cribs, have you ever heard of the Latin Kings? The Latin Kings.
I have.
Well, I was in the Lion King.
Come on.
That was like a dad joke.
He always has me. He always has me in the beginning. I always think it's going to be like, okay, all right, tell me about. And he's like,
we've got Chuck. He said we've got it running on YouTube now. We have finally got that running thing on YouTube live right now as we speak.
Oh, sweet. Hi, YouTube. Google.
One more from Lisa, then we can go back into the show. Here we go.
Thanks to our internet overlords.
This show's so much different to how I thought it was going to be. I mean, if you want the straightforward answer about 69, it's not really about a person.
Lisa.
Okay.
No. We're going to cut you off there, Lisa.
Yeah, right there. Yep. Right. Thank you so much.
Let's continue.
Lisa, thank you so much.
6ix9ine.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So now that we have a little bit more of an understanding of the set that he claims, right? What set you claim? He is his entire identity is based on these people, and you're going to see in a minute because, for example, he always has his thugs around him. He always has an entourage that's going to bail him out in the front of a club if he's walking down the streets of New York or Chicago, where he's had LA, where he's had different types of issues in each. But the way this all started was, and why people have such vitriol, especially in his counterparts in the rap world. That's a very loose term I'm using, right? So there was a case against 6ix9ine for using a child in a sexualized performance case. So this candy rapper named Trippie Redd, he had a few songs out with him, and then he comes out publicly and denounces 6ix9ine as kind of like a child molester or someone that takes advantage of children. I don't want to say the word this early in the morning. And so after that incident, it goes on a big tour, and then the local gangs kind of tell him, don't come here. You're not welcome here. And for example, he went to San Antonio once, or he was about to, and when he went to kind of announce his whole thing on Instagram, they retorted back to him, the gang, quote unquote, because later on we're going to find out, like in the video they're doing, and they look all hard as shit, and they're like, yo, don't come here, Holmes. You can't be coming to San Antonio, Holmes. You're not going to do it, dog. We don't take no, child molesters here, bro. Stay that shit at home. But then afterwards, they're like, yo, but like Versace boys. Like, it's not because we're rappers. So right there, moot fucking point. Like, you're just on the wave, you probably couldn't care. That was probably a byproduct, maybe, if you cared. But what you really wanted to do is jump on that hashtag, and you wanted to make sure that rapper and the Versace boys from fucking San Antonio, for some reason, were even a tenth of like his traffic. I mean, he had his video just dropped a couple days ago for his new shit, and it's 7.1 million in like 2 days.
Dude, the dude is so fucking viral, man. It's crazy. Like,
whatever
I want to sort of probably, he's like, it's like his social media his social media IQ is so high when it comes to that stuff. He might be dumb in some other shit, but he's super clever in other parts as well. Before we carry on with that, we've got a message from Deborah. He's like a professional troll, man. We'll go back to that. Hang on a second. We've got a message from Deborah. Then we're going to bring our guest up here.
Oh, I just Googled him, and did you know his birthday's coming up, May 8th?
Correct. That's the part I was going to go into.
That's
Thank you,
wonderful.
Deborah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, no,
Treyway.
thank you very much. And everyone give Deborah a follow because she's so supportive here on Fireside. She's like this smiling, beautiful face that pops in everywhere. So we love Deborah to death.
Good morning, Deborah.
All right. We're going to finally bring our guest up that's been missing because Elvis couldn't make it to the show.
Damn
Here we
shame.
go. Here's our guest for this week.
Let's see there, yeah.
Oh, is it?
It's Macho Man. How about
Are you
that?
kidding me right now?
No.
Can you hear me?
Invite to video. I don't know if you've got
It's a
video.
little dark in here, but I think we're
That's
gonna
incredible.
Get,
Oh,
Here
man.
we go.
oh yeah.
Wow. One of my heroes in the
Round of
flesh.
applause.
Rising to the top, baby. Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Look out. Yeah. I think
One of
I'm
my
here. Can you
heroes.
see me? Yeah. It's a little bit quiet in here. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Yeah.
We see
I
you
gotta-
perfectly fine.
I'm a little starstruck right now, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a
Everybody
little,
is AC.
this is a bit much for
Get in
me,
line,
sir.
baby. Can you hear me?
Yo, Mr.
Yeah, we
Savage,
got you.
loud and clear, sir. Everybody hear him?
A little quiet, but we got you.
Son of a bitch. Not
Everybody-
very good at this technical stuff. Technically, I'm not that good at it. What are we talking about? Yeah.
I'm almost afraid to
Talking
tell
about
you.
some gangsters, man. Some gangster rappers. Hip hop, that scene. Maybe you can straighten one or two of them out if they're out of line.
Talking about that Tekashi 6ix9ine or whatever his name is, right? You know,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
The
You know
mushroom.
what he is? His fan base is just one grain of sand in the whole beach that is macho madness. Yeah. Don't you forget that.
So, Macho Man, you've missed a lot, man. Are you caught up with what this dude's done? I mean, first of all, he looks like Pennywise just blew up in a Crayola box, like
Let me
right
see.
with a.
He's got long hair. He's all colorful. He's very flamboyant. I love
Yep.
this guy. Yeah. Reminds me a lot of me when I was a kid. Except I'm not a pussy. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior if you think about it.
We don't bring him up. Not since Wimbledon. Yeah. Next.
So, man, let me tell you about this guy, Macho Man. Macho Man, this guy, I mean, he's done some questionable stuff, especially to get everybody mad. So he got the whole rap world mad, right?
I've heard his music. Everything he
Yeah.
does is questionable.
I mean, his music is
if you
just
can
awful.
call it music.
Right, exactly. So he had a problem with Trippie Redd, and Trippie Redd called him out. And Trippie Redd's an awful rapper as well. Don't get that twisted. So he went to Europe, right? He went to Europe around 2018, and he stole money from people there because he just he instigated a bunch of fights over there, and people like, "What set do you claim?" And then like I guess he went to like Europe, and French gangsters were like, "What set do you claim?" And then they jumped on like what do you call it? 6ix9ine-France.com, hashtag.
Did they hold any belts?
Gucci belts. Only like $400
nothing with a
belts.
W on it.
No.
No
Nothing.
Intercontinental Championship belts.
Nothing compared to yours.
Go ahead.
Nothing compared to yours. But imagine. So this guy would show up to places and not even perform because there were at times people were waiting for him.
I heard he can't perform in the bedroom either. All the pill popping.
Imagine that monster pumping. I mean, if ladies, I'm sorry to put this picture in your head, but imagine that little like rainbow troll, kind of like he's kind of like those trolls, right? The wishing ones where you put the man.
He really
Man,
is. He really is.
Sunday comics. I saw this guy. He looks like Rainbow Not So Bright. If you know what I mean.
Year of the Black Rainbow. He's awful. He's and again,
Little Danny Hernandez. I heard they call him.
Yeah, man, come on. There's a
That's
picture
right,
of him
Danny
circulating.
Hernandez, yeah.
Actually, that one of the rappers,
I'd like to take him on.
Casanova.
Right in
Yeah.
the middle of the squared circle. Macho mano y mano. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, if you caught this guy in the street, you would fuck him up, right?
I don't even think I'd waste my time. It'd be like stepping on an ant. You know what I mean? You just
Right.
gotta, you feel bad for a half a second, then you move on.
Of course, a lion does not concern himself with the lives of sheep. Of course not.
Exactamundo.
Of course not.
Guys, can I cut in? We've got a couple of messages. I don't want to build up too much.
heck yeah.
One from Excel, and I hope I'm not butchering your name there, Excel, and one from Worm. So let's get them out the way, and one from Lisa too. Here we go. Excel.
Oh, I love Lisa.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the tip, because I definitely heard your voices in the background while you were playing my message.
Yeah.
So this is test number 2, essay número 2. Segundo intento.
Wow.
Playing a message for you guys. So hopefully this is more clear. And again, I'm new for this, so I'm new to this app. So thank you guys, and hopefully this message comes through a little more clearly. And yeah, okay, that's it for now. Merci.
Thank you very much. That's loud and clear.
She's speaking French or Italian. I couldn't tell.
She busted out
French.
three different languages, and that's the first time someone was
I heard
trilingual
English,
on
I heard
Shotgun
French, I
Candy.
heard all kinds of things here.
Yeah.
She's bilingual, multilingual.
I got to put that in the book,
I like
in
that.
the great book of
In the Shotgun Candy book. We've got
diary.
another one from Worm here. Here we go.
Bring
Hey,
it.
really glad to see you, Macho
Pumped.
Man.
Fucking pumped.
It's fitting since it's Easter Sunday and Jesus gets to come back, you know? So does Macho Man. And hey, just out of curiosity, do you have a sister named Brandy?
Yes, he does now. Okay, and we got one
Brandy Macho Girl Savage.
Brandy
one more from,
Savagina was her name, yeah.
one more from Lisa. Okay, here we go.
Keep it clean.
Right. Look, guys, sorry about that. I'm starting to understand the show. So we're not talking anything sexual at the moment, are we? We're just talking about this guy who actually named himself after a sexual position of 69. Is that right?
That's right, Lisa. Yes, that's right. Okay.
I think his parents probably should have did that instead of the other thing. Before
I
they
mean,
had it.
was that part of it, though? I guess part of it was like, I have to have a number. Not only do I have to make myself a Japanese name, like a swordsman, which I'm clearly not, but I also have to have 2 numbers next to it. And I think 69 is the best number.
I think he does it right. He does his whole signs and how he does that stuff. But did you get much about his past there, AC? I got a little bit about like his childhood growing up into how he got sort of into what he's into now. I don't know if you got much of his background. Did you?
I didn't know. I stuck more to his. There's so much to him that
there's so much to him.
Yeah,
There's so much to this guy.
I didn't want to get into like an hour and 20 minutes and then not even have all time to explain, how these beefs.
Danny Hernandez, born in 1996. I know that. Maybe 96.
Correct. Yes. 8th of May, as Deborah said, 1996. Known as 6ix9ine. I can breeze over a little bit of this so we can just get a base of what he was like, right?
Tekashi, by the way.
I mean, I got Wikipedia open, sure, but
Okay.
I think it's similar to order at the sushi restaurant there. I'll take the Tekashi 6ix9ine there.
The Tekashi plate.
I think he got his name Tekashi because he was really into those Japanese cartoons, right? And then obviously the 6ix9ine with it. But born in Brooklyn. Yep. Just skimming over some things. He's father was a factory worker and his mother was a cleaner from Mexico. So he's Mexico and Puerto Rican. Mum came to the US in 88. He was actually a bit of a sports kid, but at 13 years old when he actually had potential to play baseball, I think it was.
Good for him.
Yeah, at a young age. But his mum wouldn't let him go off with a stranger because she didn't trust him going off with a stranger. So she kind of stopped that part of him going away to do any sports. Well, I think that worked out great. Thing.
It's funny how he used a stranger and wouldn't let my kids go with me. You imagine that guy showing up, I'm here to babysit. No, you're not. Get the hell out.
No, the fuck you are not. You are not. That app is treacherous. They're going to send you like trolls. So it says Hernandez is
looks like every flavor of ice cream, doesn't he?
Commercial success. When he peaked number 1 in the US and Trolls, his third collaboration. So he was a part of the movie Trolls.
He was quite religious as a kid. He actually he would go to church and he would Hernandez would sing during mass and was selected many times to read from the Bible. And his favorite passage was Psalms 121, which reads, "I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help." And I don't really even know what the fuck that means.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter. It's beautiful.
I like to go back on people's lives because I like to find if there's any trauma or anything. And this is the part where I think it started to mess the kid up in one way, right? So, because I always look at people and sort of try to find their inner child in a way, right?
Sure.
And this is it for him, I think. He didn't really know his father till he was 9 years old, and he only had a brief relationship with him. And his mother told him that his dad was dead, but his dad was like in jail and from dealing heroin. He was a heroin user for years, and so he got really, really close to his stepfather, and his stepfather was shot dead in 2010, and that really, really fucked his head up.
Spiral.
That's kind of where it spiraled for him.
Yeah.
So after the death of his stepfather, his family couldn't really make much money. There were stories of his mother. His mother would cry at night because she would hear his stomach rumble at night because they were starving. Him and his brother were starving so much. This is kind of what made him step up to try and start earning for the family. And this obviously, I think this would have driven him to the point where of trying to get out of being poor, because he's quite a philanthropist later down the track as well, right? Obviously, he's done a couple of fucked up things I don't really agree with. But then there's another part to him that's like I said, that's genius. Another part that's empathetic, and there's another part that's completely not empathetic at all. So it's like really mixed up, and I don't know what to make of it. But we'll carry on with that. There's more to his story, but I think let's carry back over to some of the beefs he was having, maybe before I just blurt all my stuff out.
First of all, I want to hear from Macho Man. What are your thoughts so far on this guy? And do you think this guy's like a flash in the pan? Do you think he's going to be around for a long time? Do you think this is the way music's going to look now? Like, what are you thinking?
If music looks like that, I'm going to go back to reading books.
Scoop my eyes out with a melon baller.
Does music really have a look, though? I mean, shouldn't have a look. It should have a sound.
Right.
Talent. No more karaoke contests on TV to find pop stars. How about we go to the clubs where they all are writing and producing and recording their own stuff? Yeah, I like originality. I don't want to see some rainbow bright guy with some goofy teeth. I'd knock that thing right down his throat. Just saying.
I didn't realize you were so deep with it, man. There's depths to Macho Man. That's incredible.
Oh, yeah, you don't know how deep it goes, baby.
Oh.
It goes deep all the way to the bottom. And then when it bounces off and hits the top. Cream of the crop, baby. That's where we're going.
Oh, man.
I mean, I think the opposite to that, man. I've got to interject there a little bit. Like, I'm not one to listen to rap, and I agree with what you said there. The substance to that sort of music, in my opinion, is different to what I listen to and stuff. But on researching this guy and listening to his music, I actually started to like it. And I was like, I actually start to like this guy. The music and him as a person of intelligence for pushing a project, pushing success.
Rocstedi.
I'm not saying some of the things he's done in the past, the way he trolls is funny, but the things he says are stupid. It's like I'm really conflicted within internally.
You know what, though?
Well, let's say this.
If I took a bucket of shit around to every one of my neighbors, I bet I could get one of them to buy it. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean it's good. So I'm saying that.
Well, hold on. How much is it? Oh, I might.
Exactly. For you, I like your face. $2.99 a pound.
But
you can use it like fertilizer. We're keeping the birds away. See, you can wrap anything up in a little sales pitch. There's an ass for every seat. There's a lid for every pot. Yeah.
Always be closing. All ABC. Always be closing on them. But
you have any of his lyrics? I'd like to hear the genius that is this lyrical thing. Maybe we could look that
it's
up.
not about the genius of his lyrics at all. Right. Like I just thought that there's something about the way that it had a beat. I don't know, man. It's not like, again, it's not my favorite music, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. That's my point. It's stuff I never listened to, man. And then I was like, isn't that bad?
I believe that's the problem. When you listen to stuff with low expectations, you're like, it's not as bad as it could have been. That doesn't make it good.
Right. But no one's going to be be Elvis Presley again. And finding Elvis again would be like,
this guy's talking about banging whores and eating pills. He's calling degenerates.
That sounds like Elvis Presley. Banging whores, eating pills. I mean, we don't fall too far from the tree.
When he was an adult, not as a kid. Different story there.
Not as no. As later on, not as a kid. He was of course he wasn't on drugs, but later on, oof. Like that's my favorite one when it was like karate Elvis.
There's one thing I probably should add on to the last thing I said before we get too far down the track. It's still about him being in that Christian frame of mind, right? So he was raised as a Christian, and with an interview with an American radio personality, he stated, this is what he said, I quote, I pray a lot. I always thank God for good situations. Every time there's a good situation, there's a cell in my brain that says, say thank you to God. Before I blew up, for a year and a half, 400 and something days, I literally prayed every day while walking my dog, Titus. I would pray every day, God, please change my life. God, please change my life. I'm a good kid. Please change my life. I've got a baby. I can't buy her Pampers. Please change my life. Please change my life. And then Gummo came out and life changed. And then I was like, damn, God is real. I knew if I prayed every day, it would work because God is real and has changed my life. So he's coming from such a poor place before to fucking totally rich, at least before he went to prison, which we'll get into. So I just want to get that out before.
I like all those Bible verses where Jesus is talking about his Rolex and his Lambos. I love those.
Right. Which, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation altogether. But like, again, imagine someone like who is more traditionally Christian next to him, and he's praying every day, and he's like, he looks like that, and he's like, I'm a good guy, they get a break, and then like the traditional Christian, like something horrible happens to them, and their prayers don't get answered, and they're like, why?
Traditional.
Why is that? Why him? You know what I mean?
He wouldn't pray for riches on this earth. He'd be living his life for the next life. Yeah, that's what a Christian would do. Wouldn't be running around with, look at my watches. I got a My Little Pony necklace. And I got
Jesus will give him away.
Stuff doesn't matter in this world. Yeah. You want to live to be a king in this? You're doing it wrong.
That's right.
Trust me.
I will turn this water into tequila.
In the kingdom of madness.
Hell
that's
yeah.
where I live.
You would take a Rolex. Jesus would take a Rolex and turn it into 4,500 fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Or take this fish and turn it into a Lamborghini.
Man. Oh, wow. That turns into a boat?
A boat with 50 holes. We got a message from Kaylee. So I'm going to play
Give a man a Lambo he drives for a day. He can build one to drive forever. Right? Something like that.
All right, here we go. Hit that.
Hey, by the way,
I think one thing to keep in mind with 6ix9ine is that like he couldn't get any cosigns or anything after the whole child on the video thing came out.
Right.
So he had to build his career on his own. So by trolling rappers, he was able to get all the blogs to talk about him, the news to talk about him, the rappers to talk about him, the rappers' friends to talk about him. So if you watch the trajectory of his career, he would be like on someone's ass for like a long time, like months at a time. And then once that ran out of steam, he would move on to the next person. It was all strategy. So like, he's a fucking weirdo, but he's smart. He knows what he's doing, and it's all intentional.
Absolutely.
I totally agree with Kelly. Thanks for that message, Kelly.
Yeah.
And I want to give a special shout out. Someone just dropped into the listeners. One of my school friends, Loredana, has just come in. So it's her like first time on Fireside. So hey, Loredana, special shout out to you.
What was the name?
Welcome to the Kingdom of Madness.
Loredana, yeah, she just joined us.
Very nice to meet you. Welcome.
We love it. Yeah.
Welcome. So one question, follow-up question there. One basic immediate question would be, did someone teach him that kind of like to attach yourself like a parasite to someone with, to get clout and then suck them dry and then move on to the next one until you build a following from that, no matter how crappy your actual music is?
You can ask Hulk Hogan about that.
And I'm sure, yeah. And then sprinkle a little be at the right place at the right time, and like SoundCloud happening and all those things. It's all serendipity as well. It's, there's 100,000 kids that are probably looks just like that. And I'm looking at a picture of them. I can't. Well,
in the rap industry, it's like, you scratch my back, I'll give you a BJ in your office. Yeah, and then I'll get a record.
You got a deal. Fucking sign the paper.
Worked their way from the bottom. Sweat, blood, and tears. To get right to the top, become the Intercontinental Champion. Yeah. Very few people. Just saying.
Oh, those are great days, man. Oh, Macho Man, when you were the Continental... By the way...
When I was? Still.
This segment, of course you are. Yes, of course. Everyone, he's still the Intercontinental Champion. This segment is brought to you by Red Stripe. A beer that will never ever sponsor us. Continue.
No,
I decided to have a beer.
They won't. Yeah.
I'm drinking Japanese water, and you're drinking beer. I've got.
What are you drinking,
Fujiwa.
Macho Man?
Fujiwa. I never.
The tears of my adversaries.
Of course, he's drinking the tears of his enemies out of their blood out of their skulls. I commend
Another
you, sir.
sponsor, Slim Jims. Yes, Snap.
Also, another shameless plug for corporate branding: Red Stripe beer and Snap into a Slim Jim.
This show not brought to you by convertible Mercedes-Benz, palm trees, and amphetamines. Right. Just saying.
Speaking of amphetamines, it's a good segue. Did you know that that 6ix9ine was actually reported to be hospitalized after having an overdose from mixing 2 hydroxycut diet pills with McDonald's coffee, and he was hospitalized from that. He was overdosed on that.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also very small, dude. He's like a small guy.
For that hairdo.
Yeah.
We call that hair. Don't where it come from. Look at braids. They're all rainbow colored. Oh yeah.
Macho Man. Imagine that guy going in, and how do you explain that haircut? Like, how do you listen? All rainbow colors, as sherbet as you can make them, because this is how my face looks already. So just make me look all fucked up.
Sit down in the chair and you say, do your work.
And then the I guess it's got to be it's not an implant where he has those really sharp Crayola teeth. That's off-putting as fuck. Like, how do you eat a fucking club sandwich? That's not cool. That's not cool.
We had a slow kid in the neighborhood, and he ate a whole box of crayons. He looked just like that guy.
Just trying to stuff them in there. Like, I'm a walrus.
Yeah.
Man, this guy, he's more than his looks, though. Let me tell you. I think that the looks are kind of a jump off. I think like we mentioned with the peacocking, right? That was the word. But
you remember when the MTV came out and he got bands like Motley Crue and stuff? They started wearing pink things in their hair and wearing these tassel-y outfits and stuff like that. You gotta become a visual artist as well as a musical artist.
That's right. That's right. Now you have to have a makeup line. You have to have sneakers, or you have to have some kind of you have to. It's further branding.
Crayon, spray paint, whatever that guy's doing.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Actually, Worm, what is the type of spray paint that street graffiti artists use? I keep forgetting. That's like a
whatever they can steal.
Just smash and grab. I believe people pay for it.
This guy, he got into trouble there before he was a quote unquote famous rapper, right? What'd you say? He got arrested for stealing from overseas or some shit like that. There, yeah. I missed that.
Well,
part.
What have I got here? I've got that he had, obviously had a bit of a troubled childhood. He did get into some trouble and go to prison around 2020, but he started to get famous around 2017. This was with his hit Gummo, which was a sleeper hit. But in 2015, so this is the child molestation thing. Well, it wasn't child. It was sexual performances with a child. So he was like 17,
which is no laughing
understanding. Well, the whole entire
it's no laughing matter at all. No
application could be charged with that crime. There, you ever go on that thing? What a piece of shit that app is. Sorry, hope they're not a sponsor.
What you're talking about? The National Sex Offender Registry.
The whole TikTok app should be on there.
Oh,
just saying. Nothing but 12-year-olds working and shit. Parents, take the phones away from your kids, will you?
That's rough. I've seen some things there. Yeah, I explored the front page of TikTok, and it's we have a TikTok. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's more like a nerd making. So yeah, but I'm not
So
shaking the fun bags.
You should be.
I don't have fun bags.
So he was doing a music video when he was 17 with his crew, and they had girls in there that were like, they'd sort of stripped down and they're doing things, and there was some naked chick. Apparently one of the girls was 13. He claims he didn't know she was 13. He claims that she was 19, which would have been 1 year older than 2 years older than what he was then, which doesn't seem right. I don't know what she looked like. There's no excuse what happened. But
that just tells me he's never seen a real grown woman naked. Yeah, you can't know the difference.
Right.
Oh,
They
I
all
like
look
that.
like that.
No curves, no boobs, flat ass look. Yeah. Well, you're probably a weirdo then. Just saying there. Real women look like Miss Elizabeth. You know what I mean?
What actually happened there though was that the girl committed these acts, so she was caught groping them. She just him. There was another guy that got done as well. She gave oral sex to him. His friend, right?
Okay.
She was bumping and grinding with them as well. That was all on camera. He sent this footage out like it was like a YouTube clip or something. He sent it out on social media, and her mother found out. She saw that and she was just like, "What the fuck, bitch? This bitch." She's just come in and she's like,
"This bitch,
my daughter. That's my daughter. This
yeah.
bitch."
He's lucky he didn't get charged with the distribution of CP. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's true. Once it hits airwaves,
that's right.
It's a whole different charge and all that. That's
correct. And I think that's what made it worse, even worse. Yeah. So he ended up getting a 4-year probation period and 1,000-hour community service.
Not long enough.
He pleaded guilty to it, and he kind of passed that. It was on his record. He wasn't put down as a sex offender back then because I think there was some sort of youthful. Juvenile look upon this because he was 17 or something. Not that it makes this right? But I think this is how he got away with not having even more charges laid.
But did he receive the sexual favor from directly, or was he?
No, I don't think he did. No, he didn't. I think it was his friend that did. But he was still involved in the bumping and the grinding. So she was naked. Watching. He was sending out the footage. Yeah, he was there like dancing behind her. He was
how much
thrusting
community
behind her.
service is this going to have to do for assaulting my ears with his music? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Put it together. If you don't like the guy, never mind. Don't even say anything.
Did you get I know the show was short notice, but did you get a chance to hear any of his music?
In lieu of listening to his music, I just hit my head with some pots and pans for like an hour and a half.
Same kind of sensation, yeah. I agree. It sucks because
more pleasant.
For hip hop fans, the beats are kind of good, but then the it's just uninspired, and the lyrics and
you know what I like? I like that Legend of Zelda original NES song. Yeah, I also like the Paperboy song. Doesn't mean it's a good music. It just means
it's true. It might not be a good music.
You ever hear a puppy fart? That's a good sound too sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
They're the cutest. I want to hear it again, over and over.
Exactly, yeah.
But then they grow up.
My puppy does not fart like that.
I understand why people like garbage like that. Because it's like instant gratification. It's like, hey, I want to make a song. Let me get my phone and push a beat on there. And there you go. I'll just say pills, grandma, pills, guns. Rap song, done.
Pills, guns. All right, we've got a couple of messages here on the bank, guys. Let's get them out the way here.
Do it up. Pills
we've got Joey Butts.
Another rap album too. Just saying.
Dudes, happy Easter.
Happy Easter, man.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Did you say? Yeah, I remember when the Macho Man was the Incontinent Champion. Do you look back at those days, Macho Trans? Are you longful for those days like 6ix9ine is longful for money?
Wow.
I thought you were gonna say the loving touch of a man.
I felt like there was a couple of missaid words there that may have been misconstrued.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
They call you Macho.
I don't look back. I only look to the future, baby, because that's where everything is going.
Yeah.
You don't want to go where you were. You want to go where you've never been.
Yeah.
Never
the cream rises to the top.
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of the most inspirational, by the way. When you said that to Mean Gene and you brought that out, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, it's one of the most inspired things I've ever seen, and I've always thought of myself as the cream, as that little creamer. So thank you.
There you go, yeah. Little creamer.
Sky's the limit.
We got
Macho Madness.
One from Worm.
There's a plane going by. I'm on it. Look at
it. There he is.
Here we
You
go.
Macho Man is not wrong. Whatever you can rack. But in the 90s, it was Krylon. Nowadays, it's Montana.
Krylon. That's what it is.
I mean, Iron Lack, Chinese counterpart. It's all right.
He said, whatever you can knack.
Thank you, Worm.
Even our B-boys are having to use Chinese-made spray for their murals of Martin Luther King. Does that make any sense? We have to get Chinese-made spray to make murals of Statue of Liberty with headphones.
That's how you know the Marxists are taking over. Even our graffiti is outsourced. I don't like it. Don't like it one bit.
Right. And what's next? There's going to be a conveyor belt with just people doing shifts. Like, I'll do the M and I'll do the R.
Well, that's the difference between a finely handcrafted piece of artwork versus a digital little, what do they call them things? Lithograph. Yeah. They put it on the printing press. And, look at the beautiful picture that nobody created. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like an NFT you can hold.
Exactly.
Like an NFT you can actually run out of a burning house. Also, just want to put that out there. Could burn. It's going to be hard to burn the internet. So I've heard.
All right. So where were we at, gentlemen? Because I've sort of summed up a little bit about his childhood and that first criminal charge at a young age.
He created a brand, right? He created a brand. He's successful at that. I'll give him that much.
It really is.
I think he's better at being a character than he is a rapper. I'll say that.
Totally.
Just say that. A lot like Hogan.
I think you're right. I think that's where it's at. I think you're right. It's not so much his music as much as his antagonistic persona in the scene. I think that's what really is pushing him to get so viral.
You said it yourself earlier. You're like, I started to become a fan of the guy. Even
that's
though
what
you
I wanted to touch on. Right.
You like the character behind it. You know what I mean?
But don't conflate. What I was going to say, don't conflate just because you start sympathizing and empathizing for the man and what he's had to go through. And then oh, wow, he happens to be a savant at getting clicks and likes. That has nothing to do with yeah, boy. Nothing. Nothing. Because I
get you.
I know if I didn't know anything about the subject, I would be well, I just plumb don't know, but I sure do, and I'm a big ass hip hop fan, and I've heard the best lyricists in the world, and he can't even hold a candle. He can't even empty the fucking Nas's bedpan. You know what I mean? So
they're all the funky Homo sapien, yeah.
But then again, today's kids won't. Nas and Biggie and Black Thought and all these incredible rappers are all old heads, right? So the new kids, it's all about drill rap, like New York drill rap, where it's more it's a really intense beat, more intense.
That's what he was doing in his songs. Yeah,
and drill rap is more more sounds over it. It's gotten more primitive, and I can't believe we fucking hit a delta and we hit a zenith, and then it just. We were saying poems, and now we're going
full circle. Pew, 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 pew. Instead of a bunch of people beating rocks and sticks, we got people beating their phones with their finger, thinking they're making music. Yeah, we invented stringed instruments, woodwinds, percussion. Yeah, we should learn how to use them again. There's not enough reward for people who really have talent. People just want a new flash in the pan. They want, what's new? Look at this! I found a new thing. Oh, now I'm bored with it. Over here, here's another new thing. Come on, man. This guy's not going to be going on concerts when he's 75 years old like Sinatra did. In there, yeah.
Well, we don't know that. There could be some kind of a wheelchair that facilitates that, or...
You think in a nursing home they're going to be like, hey, old people, gather around now. We're going to have music time in the break room, yeah. Get out that Tekashi 6ix9ine shit. We're going to play that, yeah. No one's going to be dancing cocaine, yeah, eating pills, fucking bitches. Nobody's going to be dancing that new song. We're still going to have the classics, yeah.
Well, that's going to be the classics, though, taking your funky bitch out to, to eat and, take her to the mall to buy her a new sweater for your baby's mama. Music. That's going to be the of now,
There's a difference between classic and old.
What would that be?
We're here to talk about his life now, though. So let's talk about his life.
Yeah. Difference between classic and old is I got a 49 Ford two-door sedan hardtop in the garage. Right. But I got a 75 Plymouth, whatever the hell piece of shit out front. That's just an old car.
Gotcha.
Just saying.
Gotcha.
Classics.
Right. We did a whole thing on that. Everyone should refer back to our hoarding episode where we discuss how to differentiate a hoarder versus a collector. Shameless plug. Anyway, so he goes to Minnesota. This really all kicks off when he goes to Minnesota. And this trip, he's going to go perform for the Super Bowl. and this is around 2018. So immediately upon landing, there's friction in Minnesota. He faked getting sick as well, so he felt so threatened that he decided to not show up. Also say like, I don't feel well. So he got paid $20,000 for this event.
Did you say the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl back when it was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's right, 2018.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So he wasn't like headlining it. He was part of like the parties around it. He was a peripheral kind of a, artist. He wasn't like the headliner.
He was scalping tickets up front.
Yeah. He was selling his teeth to kids so they can draw on the sidewalk.
$2 for a selfie. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let me draw your caricature with my teeth, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
So he said, you know what? He went on Instagram live and he said, I took $20,000 from you people. I don't even have to perform in your fucking city. I just have to show up and get money and say I'm sick and all this shit. So he had the audacity to be like,
what an asshole.
Yeah, he didn't care. He was actually like egging these people on. And he said, like, I don't even have to do a club date. I don't even have to do anything that I don't want to do. People just give me money. I'll just show up at your fucking city and I'll just clean your coffers. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of trying the whole city. I still get paid was his whole thing. So
that's how you know he's not about the music, because the show must go on. He just wants to go on. That's it.
Exactly right. And
I get it. He knows his time is short and he's selling it like he knows how to do it. Yeah.
I hate to say it, kind of has wisps of capitalism there. Like, get it as much as you can, as fast as you can while your brand is hot. But I get it. It's just not. We're not used to seeing this juxtaposition of a person like that. That's not my definition of a guy with mad W's. So I quote: "I'll come to your city and I'll get your money and not even perform. I take no L's. So he is constantly telling people like, I don't give a fuck. I never lose and nobody can touch me. So
I like that attitude, though. That's a good attitude to have.
Do you know he got fucking screwed over though a little bit there? So with his shows by his management and stuff like that. Did you get that sort of information?
No, what'd you get?
Very common in the music business, there.
Yeah. He was on the Breakfast Club, right, twice. The first time he was on the Breakfast Club where they discuss. They talk to rappers. I'm not that familiar with the show.
For those who don't know, it's Charlemagne the God, and the Breakfast Club is his cohorts and his team doing a morning show. It's probably the biggest syndicated live morning show on terrestrial radio. Is it still on terrestrial radio?
I'm not sure because I'm not over there and I didn't catch a lot of this stuff. I saw this.
It's on internet radio for you.
Researching him.
Yeah. It would have to be extraterrestrial for Rocstedi.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I usually catch the Breakfast Club on YouTube, so they're big for those who don't know.
I always wait till lunchtime to catch it.
So he sacked all of his staff, crew, everything, because he was supposedly getting $60,000 a night for showing up for a show. Right. And he found out in the end, basically, long story short, that they were kind of telling him he was getting $100,000 per show, and that after fees and everything, he was left with the 60. But he found out that there was a deal on the table for him upon speaking to some other people where it was $3.6 million for 15 days of him showing up. So he did all the math and going, "You're fucking me over. You're all sacked. You're gone. You're done." And he just fucked everyone off. He didn't trust anyone after that, They were just stealing his money.
No honor among thieves, and that whole industry is based on thievery,
Exactly right.
Back in the day, even back in the 50s. That's Little Richard, how that went down. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Not only that, the precedent is already set. Suge Knight already dangled Vanilla Ice over the balcony, This has been the stage of terror and just, being robbed of your art and then also being almost physically assaulted, not to mention how it used to be in the 90s and 2000s where you actually would get shot. There were actual gangsters rapping, that doesn't happen anymore. Maybe Conway the Machine now is the last guy who's one, even Redman, he back in the day, he used to actually sell drugs. But now,
how about this though this guy now, this little 6ix9ine boy guy, right? He went to court. What did he go to court for? They tried to get him on a RICO act, right? They tried to charge because he was hanging out with gang members, real gang members. They tried to get him locked up with all the crimes that they did. There's no RICO act. Look it up there.
I can tell you, he got done for a choking incident in a shopping mall in 2018.
Yep.
Robbery and assault and kidnapping incident in also 2018.
No holds barred. That's where you gotta go.
So he hang on a second.
And then for those who don't know, RICO is racketeering. By the way, racketeering is a RICO charge. What Giuliani used to do, the mayor of New York, used to do back in the day to the mobsters, is he was a RICO lawyer. So
that's like if AC does a crime and put me and Rocstedi in the courtroom with him, because we're all gold. Right.
Damn right. And they extort the shit out of you, and I'm like, don't you do this. I'll take all of our episodes off of social media.
You know that he also got kidnapped and bashed, and they took over $750,000 in custom jewelry when he was sort of in the lead up to him getting famous. 35 grand in cash, and then those guys actually got done.
So there are some trust issues. I mean, some if we're keeping score, maybe one for Tekashi over here, just in all for fairness. He might be stolen from a few times. You might be weary about who you work with, and then you end up like, if you're not emotionally developed, you're just gonna start taking it out on people. like fuck you, Ludacris, I hate you, you stupid ass fucking Fast and the Furious motherfucker, whatever he called him. It was actually pretty funny when he called him. It's pretty funny.
He also got done for the Chief Keef shooting as well, where they shot the gun. Or I think he or somebody shot the gun to a big W or something.
It was 11 shots.
Place.
Yeah.
W Hotel. Hotel. Yeah, there's like the bullets in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few things he got pinned for. I could run through all these things.
Yeah. So in fact,
you're doing a good job there, AC.
So in fact, we can touch upon Los Angeles, where he actually got in it with a guy named Spanky Loco. Spanky Loco is a part of the Bloods, and he was. I mean, if you see this guy in the video that I saw, this dude is scary. He is, one of those cholos that you just want to like. He has face tattoos, and he is extremely a part of this affiliation. And he was as you watch kind of different videos, like he's like a clear delineation of like the next level boss. Like you put, like if you play games, like if you put the new armor on and now you're level whatever, like now you're going to have to face this guy. Like he's like just a step up, and he is scary. He looks like he will follow through with what he is telling you. He says, I want you to check in with me. You're not invited to all of Los Angeles. You can't be. I'm sorry. To Los Angeles. You fuckers don't know who the fuck you're messing with. So he needs to check in. 69 shows getting canceled because he's not feeling particularly safe. Like he could pull this off, and no venue would guarantee him his safety. So he would be on the phone with his publicist and manager, and that wouldn't happen where he felt safe enough to do these shows. So basically, even more of a reason to hate the guy. He's getting almost paid without doing the work, and I'm like, so on top of being really shitty, you never practice a day in your life. You're lucky as fuck, and now you don't even have to do the fucking shitty work that somebody commissioned you to do, and now you still get paid. Like fuck. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. I'm like, come on, So for example, they really told him to pull up. They were like, pull the fuck up. And, this is really scary looking guys. It just comes out in the wash that these people are not, they look scary, but really Spanky Loco just wanted a piece of clout, just wanted to use the hashtag while he was in Los Angeles.
Hugely, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
To get
everyone's clout chasing.
Fame for their own set and whatever. So obviously the people in LA are going to be acutely aware of how to also manipulate, YouTube or Instagram or things like that, because hey, YouTube's giving out checks. I don't know if you guys know this, but like if you guys do a good job on YouTube and do like a good video, they're going to send you a fucking check, a big one.
Bro, I've got stats on that. I've got like monetary figures on that later if you want to go into that.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
So like he's making bank, man, big time, especially from YouTube. Disgusting. So not to mention Instagram and just one of those influencers. Like we think about Elon Musk. Obviously, we're not comparing them, but you think about like someone who decides to say something and on a whim can move markets, can put you in a different tax bracket just by saying a word or having a feeling. Also, to a lesser degree, for the younger crowd, Tekashi is
actually an influencer in that way, almost like a Trumpian kind of a thing. Where, and again, I don't talk politics, but the bravado, the alpha, he has a lot of that as well, because he will say, "I don't give a fuck," while holding up $20,000 to his ear and being like, "I don't give a fuck, bro. I'll meet you at your house and I'll throw all this shit in your fucking face because I don't take no fucking L." And you start believing this fucking little like chihuahua, this colorful chihuahua.
Bro, did you see some of the?
I'm powering through.
Times he's like, "No, don't power through, man." Like,
no, because he makes me sick.
I saw all the things you're talking about. The part that I couldn't grasp and get my head around was all the parts where all the beefs that he had. I watched a clip that was like, it was an hour and 22 minutes of all of the beefs that he had. And there were so many beefs that the person telling the story was just touching on them, and it was still an hour and 22. And I'm just like, it's whizzing past my head. This guy going over this guy. Then he said this, and there was like a fucking Instagram post and shit. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy's just fucking, he's full on, right? And one of them was, he was on the streets I think he was somewhere in New York, because he was supposed to stay out of LA. Then he's telling people to stay out of New York, and they're like, "This is a fucking, you got to check in." And like, they're not checking in. And all
he's not checking in, but then he goes places, and then he's like, "This is my location. This is where I am." But also, he's playing the game of like, "Oh, I was there 40 minutes ago," and then they go there, and he was like already gone from there. So it was like a Where's Waldo scavenger hunt of like finding a little like 5-foot colorful demon around LA and Chicago and New York. So it's a parody.
Well, there was one guy, man.
It's comical.
One of the guys, I didn't catch the guy's name, but he must be a scary, serious motherfucker, because he's like 6ix9ine seemed to be afraid of the guy after talking about him. Not at the time. He was at the location. He's like, "Yeah, I'm on location. Where is everybody? It's quiet on the streets." And he posted this thing on social media and made out like it was 10 o'clock at night, I think it was.
Right.
But everyone listening back to the video, you could hear the birds chirping like they were just, the sun was about to rise. So it's like he'd gone there in the morning.
I ain't think about that.
Yeah. And so when he was on the Breakfast Club and they discussed that,
right.
They discussed it. They're like, were you there for like 30 seconds? He's like, "Bro, I was there for like 15 seconds. He had to get the fuck out of there because he was scared this guy was actually going to rock up and actually do something, right? So, yeah.
And then the other part, also when he was, to piggyback off that, he went to, people were like, "Yo, pull up in the streets, son. We're ready to fucking see you. Come on in." And he went, and everybody was like, "All right, this is going to be like a, gangs in New York type street fight." He went to go feed the homeless. He comes out and he's like, "Hi, we're here to feed the homeless." And it was in Chicago. And he starts, passing out, bread and sandwiches and things, and blankets. And burgers, I got 50 burgers here. Who's doing that? Not your local rappers. So now it's like a Spider-Man kind of thing, where it's like your local neighborhood Spider-Man rappers aren't taking care of you, but Tekashi is, it's philanthropy, but it's not.
There's one time.
There's no philanthropy now without there being a camera to like catch your philanthropy, because there has to be credits. There has to be a kind of a philanthropy and help economy, So there's no money being exchanged, but at least there's likes and people have to see me doing good. Just give the guy a sandwich, bro. Just save the 5 seconds of Instagram Live. Give the guy a sandwich for $5. Like, my God. Maybe you can help somebody else if you didn't have to fucking look for the angle,
I just found it funny, man, that he's there, he's like beefing hard, he's clapping back at people, and then the van just pulls over. He's like, "Hey, bitch, I got some burgers," like just fucking handing him out.
Fucking Twilight Zone.
Pretty funny.
It's Twilight Zone. Like, what are you doing?
Like, there's another time he was at the airport, right? And they accidentally bumped into another crew, and an actual fight broke out there, and they tried to get him,
because of the two girls. Right, the two girls, and then the
I
guys.
didn't catch what that was over. Actually, Kaylee, if you can leave a message, the time that he was at the airport, it was like an accident. He accidentally bumped into some other crew, and there was a fight that spilled out onto the streets with his guys and these other guys. And
so I think I know this. I think
he got away unscathed.
He there might be another one, but I know one at LAX, and this is when he was coming back from having beef in another city. he was coming back
Sure,
to
this is the
LAX
one.
after he left LAX, right? And so two of his crew from the 9 Trays, right, the Bloods, not him, but his boys went up to 2 girls that were having issues with their luggage. And when he approaches them, you know, they drop the lines and they're just trying to mack it to these girls in general. Their 2 boyfriends come back and they have an issue with this. So that spills out into the street. And it looked like 6ix9ine, when he came out, he was about it. He was like ready for all the smoke. He was about to fucking pull up. They had to restrain him, albeit there were people restraining him. So who knows what happened?
He had 12-foot guys with him, right? Yeah,
However, he did escape, got to the front lines, the vanguard of the situation, if you will, and got fucking dropped like a bitch. He just fucking got just punched right in the face. And he fell down. He was in the street. So he did try. He did fail. I mean, again, we have to live in reality. It just so happens that you are now free to move about the cabin. It just so happens that those 2 people, those 2 guys that had the issue with the 2 Trey Nines talking to their girls, happen to be rappers. So again, a lot of things almost have to add up to like he is famous and we just want to attach our name to you in any way. In fact, one of the people he had a huge issue with was Casanova. Casanova's a rapper, and this guy did time at Rikers. Like, this guy is also serious, but not as serious as like, you know, Spanky Loco. You know, those guys are big time. And then we have somebody else coming up that's even more big time. But him, for example, he was pretty seasoned. 8 years at Rikers. He had his own issues, so he was crazy. So he totally put his name on an album that was coming out. So he called it I forgot what it was called. It was called Spittin'.
No, but he put so he released an album or something on YouTube, right? And he put 6ix9ine's name in the title somehow.
Right, Set Trippin'.
So every time someone would,
the album's called Set Trippin'. Casanova, Set Trippin'. And then he put on exactly what you said. To get more hits, he used Tekashi's name on the album. So if you actually Google Tekashi, also Set Trippin' by Casanova is going to come up, which you almost have to commend him. You almost have to wow, who thought of that?
I think he's just genius at getting his shit out there. I'd like to talk about
Casanova's guy was pretty
on
genius.
the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. Absolutely. We have a couple of messages though, man. I think they've been building up a little bit here. I apologize if I have left anyone out here. We've got Kaylee. Here we go.
Yeah, it wasn't a crew. They were just random tourists, and I guess someone in 6ix9ine's crew offended the girls or whatever. And then I don't know what happened. The fight broke out, and that was it.
Yeah, but they were rappers as well, like you said there. I think she said that just as you were saying.
Yeah, same shit. And it just happens, I think, that, you know, M. Night Shyamalan, what the twist? They happen to be rappers. So, again, it makes me think that how real is that? Is it staged? I wasn't there. There's only, like, far away pictures of, like, you know, Rainbow Bright going down far away in the middle of the street. And then guys fighting.
We got one more before you carry on there, dude. So
yeah,
I need to get Joey. Joey's got one here. Here we go.
There was a video of they were at the airport out in the street, and it was 2 fucking little goons from Rap-A-Lot Records. Now,
yeah,
you go down to Houston.
Yeah,
from what I understand, you got to check in. You got to pay respects to Jay Prince. Like, I mean, and then that's, to me, I think that's only right because of the history with Rap-A-Lot and all that stuff, especially
exactly right.
with who Jay Prince is. That motherfucker was the boogeyman, dude. Like, if you read about him, he was no joke. Anyway, he was there, and like 2 dudes, young cats, like punked 6ix9ine's whole crew. 6ix9ine tried to jump in there and fight a little bit, but he got knocked down and shit. It was fucking sort of pathetic.
He's totally right, Joey. Thank you so much, man. Like, literally, honestly, like, put me back on track. So a rapper named Jay Prince has beef with him, right? I mean, all day. 6ix9ine had to perform at the world stage. The World Star Hip Hop stage. Sorry, that was really hard to get out. The World Star Hip Hop stage in Austin at South by Southwest. Rocstedi, that's a American festival that we have, one of the largest ones that we have in the country. where a lot of different bands, almost like Coachella. Have you heard of Coachella?
No.
So another huge, just many, like a cornucopia of different, even genres, they come together for like a few day festival. So big one in Texas.
Right.
Really great. So he was going to do the World Star hip hop stage, and he was not able to do that because he was that intimidated by Jay Prince. And Jay Prince, you know, just like Joey said, ran the set. So he has, everywhere he turns, he almost is stepping in shit, because also, granted, having that kind of a boisterous thing where you don't give a flying fuck about anyone, blah, blah, blah. Certain businesses are pretty much that big, you know, like there's, you know, the elder statesman of whatever you're doing, and then like the inner circle of your peers. And that's it. Like once you shit everywhere, you're going to have to like revisit people you've shat on. So this is the issue. I'm talking about thousands of people were out looking for him after the South by Southwest show. He didn't attend. So again, they couldn't guarantee his safety. So he was on Instagram Live. Jay Prince, was out doing a selfie, and you look behind him. You guys can see this on YouTube. You look behind him, and there's what seems to be thousands of people behind him going like, "Yo, where the fuck is 6ix9ine?" So that was the first, when you felt like it was unsafe for him.
He had a loss.
There was a lot on the line here, because it was a mob mentality at that point. They probably would have killed him, you know?
Yeah, no shit. But when he's performing at these places too, like he found it difficult to get insurance because it was just like such a high risk, right? There was always some shit that was going to go down. So he's just going there fucking up venues and getting the crowd doing some crazy shit. And places were just hesitant to have him in the end.
High risk, high reward. You know, you're going to pack the house out, but could there be a gang war? Like right at the pavilion, you know, where you get the water, like at any moment, like highly volatile. I mean, music is the backbone of every single kind of like gang and affiliation and all of that. I mean, anything that has to do with the streets as well is just made by street music. So there's a soundtrack to those things that's already set. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things are gonna, you know, they just materialize from the music.
We have one in the bank here from Kaylee. Here we go.
Actually, I think his exact quote was, "I'm not going to get world starred on a world star stage," or that's something like that.
Yeah. Like he's not going to get fucking absolutely. I mean, they were going to, it was too rowdy and too much to control by, and I mean, this is a mob that was out to get him. I don't want to use the word, but it was a mob with pitchforks. And so that's when you felt it turn a little bit. But a couple more, just really quick. He also had a beef with Ludacris. I mean, he was on a show with Ludacris, and Ludacris, I think there was a question that to play the game or something like that, and he said, like, you know, who would you pick, Tekashi 6ix9ine or someone else? And then he said, well, I wouldn't pick Tekashi because I can't see you being around in 5 years, like kind of disrespecting him, like saying what we all know, that he's not gonna, unless he's some kind of a pioneer visionary, he's not gonna be around, like Macho Man said, in the next 20, 25 years. So he took that, like Michael Jordan, he took that very personally. And he came back and he said some actually kind of really funny shit about Ludacris. And he said, like, yo, fucking little fucking Fast and the Furious ass, you know, caricature. Like, it was funny. So I implore everyone to go kind of see his quote, because you could tell it was from the heart. Like, fuck you, man. Suck my dick. He tells people to suck his dick a lot. A lot. Yeah, a lot. So he tells Ebro to suck his dick.
On the break.
Yeah.
Even on the breakfast show, they pulled him up about that. He's like, you can't just go around telling people to suck your dick, man. He goes, man, fuck you. I'm going to tell everyone to suck my dick, right? He keeps saying
that over and over.
And when he was on this show, you could see that they were trying to slam him. Now Kaylee brought this to my attention about the breakfast show. So I watched these two different interviews with him, right? And, you know, you go and look at the first interview. He's a kid. He's still so young. And they're all trying to slam this fucking cocky, smart-ass kid on this show. And he just holds his fucking ground, right? And he kind of just slowly pushes back on them and puts them into place, I'd say respectfully. Then you carry on about 12 months later where they have him back on the show and you see their personalities change, man. One of the guys is going, like, giving him credit for his philanthropy. Yeah. There's the other guy who was trying to say, you ain't the hottest thing in New York, you know. Now he's like, you and someone else, he was saying some other chick, I think. I can't remember the name, but he was kind of giving him props. And he was cool, man. He was cool on that show, and he knew how to take it. He knew how to word it. He knew how to control that show. And in the end, he says to the guy that was kind of putting him down the first show, I just want you to do one thing for me, man. He's like, what's that? He goes, I want you to apologize. I apologize for talking to me like that, you know, and for not believing in me. Right. He's like, I believed in you, man. He goes, no, you didn't. And he didn't, man. He didn't. And the kid really fucking stepped up and did what he said, because he turned around and said on the first show, this is going to be the highest viewed show that you've got the highest numbers. And it was like 19 million currently at the moment. People had watched that one show. Yeah. And he said if he'd got 10 million viewers in the next show, the second show, he'd start to think about stop being a gangster like he was. And that's got like 14 million, I think, at the moment. But he ain't stopping trying to be a gangster.
And he broke the Instagram Live record as well, right? Not only
record. Yeah, 3 million. I think that was just last week or just recently anyway.
Live.
Instagram Live, the highest record ever before on Instagram. He basically broke Instagram. And then I think he went live, or he posted his show a couple of nights ago. And that also fucking broke YouTube. I think it busted one of the servers, man. There's so many people coming through viewing that thing. He just pulls crowds. And I don't know what it is about him specifically besides his cocky, dangerous, like antagonistic character that gets people wanting to know more.
Right. No, I agree with you. And I do want to put a pin in this because there's a couple more things to say about this person and what he faced a little bit deeper into. It's crazy because it's such a short period of time, right? It's a small window, but I feel like it's so much.
Very small.
I mean, all these people has beef with, the threat of going to jail, prison, all of these things, and like a very tumultuous life where he can't even do the thing he sucks at in front of people to get paid, but he still gets paid, and it's ridiculous. But I do want to put a pin in this. I'm going to say a couple of words here, and I think that it might resonate with some, it might not resonate with others, and I'm glad to explain who these people are. We have to go here because these people, these kids I'm going to talk about, take a lot from Tekashi 6ix9ine, and they might be the spawn or the second level of this. And these people are called the Island Boys, and if anybody has heard about the Island Boys, give me a clap. Yeah.
I haven't heard about the Island Boys.
Okay, so I figured, and I figured this would be a good chance to kind of explain to you what the Island Boys are. And if you get a chance,
funny about the Island Boys, what am I missing out on here, man?
Yeah, so if you get a chance, Google the Island Boys right after the show, right after our recap, because this will give you the perfect context about what I'm talking about. They're little 6ix9ines, right? So the Island Boys are two brothers.
The little 6ix9ines.
Yeah. So the Island Boys, and it's close to home for me as well because they're from South Florida, so they're from my neck of the woods in America, specifically South Florida, not just Florida, but like literally Miami and like South Broward, things like that. So anyway, I'm ashamed that these people were produced from my part of the world. They're also Cuban. They're of Cuban descent. And they're an American hip hop duo who gained notoriety via the social media form, TikTok, which everybody knows about. And the duo made up of rappers Kodiak Red and Fly Soulja is based in South Florida, like I said. And the group went viral with the success of their song, Island Boys. Now, allow me to paint the picture as to what Island Boys is. By me telling you that, you would imagine that the song is a very developed song, a song that is produced and the talent went into it where
I can't wait to hear about this.
There was an arrangement and some forethought and everything because, man, they have 3 million followers on TikTok, they have YouTube. Their net worth is $100,000. So the song has to be good, right? They were in a pool. This is how it is. It's not a song. They were in a pool and a camera was rolling, most likely an iPhone. And they were both in the pool. And allow me to explain who these are. These are skinny kids, maybe 215. They're 18, but they look 15. And they're completely covered. Not a single, completely like these incredible. Like,
is this those twin boys?
Yes. And they have the dreads that come out like this. Exactly. And the song
always talk like this.
And this is what they're doing, right? Check it out. This is what they're doing. And they're like, Island Boy. That's even too good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Island Boy. Trying to make it, but the Island Boy.
I know these guys. Yes.
Right? And they were just like, yeah. And they're like, that's it. That's the only thing. Someone has, I don't know who it is, but I promise to find it and post it. A real musician that sings very beautifully did this, and the only tiniest part to it, it doesn't even have words. It's like, Island Boy, just trying to make it. I'm a just Island Boy. It doesn't even make sense. I'm a just Island Boy. I'm going to just Island Boy. Forget it. So somebody actually in the internet transposed it. It's like with a beautiful piano going, Island Boy. Just trying to make it. I'm a just Island Boy. But it sounds great because this guy's like a professional musician. But like the sheer, it's 80 times worse than that. It is absolute garbage.
I've heard them do something
incoherent
like
fragment of a song.
for Dana White.
Yeah. It's not even a song.
They said, Dana White. No, yeah, they sing some, mine's probably a bit more on par with them. Because yours was too good. But yeah, they just sing this funny rhythm. But so they're like little 6ix9ine. They came to mind in the research of this whole subject.
Yeah, I had to mention them because they fit the bill. They also have the candy kind of a thing going on aside from the hair, although a little bit different. But it just goes to show you, everybody, you don't even have to have a full dream. You can have a partial dream and write a third of a song in a pool with your brother. And you can make $100,000. I'm a just Island Boy. Just trying to make it. They walked off the Logan Paul podcast the other day because this is the only thing I'll say about this. So we can understand the depths of what we're dealing with here. They were on the Logan Paul podcast, and there was an actual person trying to help them because it wasn't a joke. It wasn't satirical. I want to help you. It was an actual finance guy saying, you're not always going to have this money. And just in case you're not always as popular as you are today, let's invest in this and that. So to make sure, like a 5-year-old, to make sure that you are set up for your future, just in case this, at least you have something working for you with this, you understand the concept. They took that as a complete, diss, and so what is the old motherfucker trying to tell me about my motherfucking money? I got money. I'm gonna keep making money. Y'all gonna tell me how to manage my money, you fucking nerd. People are trying to help you so you're not broke later, and that's a slight. That's where we are, man. If those people grow up to be 25 years old and 30 years old and still do that, that's a huge swath of the country that is just going to be like idiocracy. Like it's going to be a big Mike Jump movie. I feel like Elvis. Where's Elvis? I'm channeling Elvis.
He left. He's got some problems going on with his fucking internet. So yeah, that's just fucked. We'll have a word about that after. But we've got a couple of messages here. We've got one from Kaylee, two from Joey. Let's play them. Here we go.
These are going to come in at random times, so they're probably going to sound out of context. But he also couldn't get bookings because the venues couldn't afford the insurance money that it would cost to have him there due to the projected, liabilities where they're looking at what could happen, gang war. So that's a no.
That's right. Absolutely. So we've got one more thanks, Cody. We've got one more from Joey.
Think about it like this, Howard Stern, okay? Think about Howard Stern. Now, and it says it in his movie, in Private Parts. When he was starting to make a name for himself in Washington, D.C., when he was there, it was like, and then he got to the big, WNBC. He got up there.
He's like,
and they hated him. He was the biggest guy in the world, though. You know, in radio, they hired him, and they were going over the ratings or whatever. Like the people who love him listen to him this much. The people that hate him listen to him way more than the people that like him. Their most common answer, their most common answer to that question is, I want to see what he says next.
Right.
So it's like 6ix9ine took that and ran with it in the same way. You know what I mean? Any press is good press in this fucking industry.
Now, yeah, for sure. Too bad. Like, we can't do the same thing with Yelp. Yelp is even more cutthroat than that shit. I mean, you get 3 stars, and I'm probably not going to go to your restaurant. I'm like, why don't you have 4?
Exactly.
Imagine the standard for move that around.
We got one from Worm, which was not there, but just appeared again. So I don't know if my internet's messing up here too, but let's go. Here we go, Worm.
The Island Boys likely were trust fund babies. They had money before they even got famous. Look at those tats. Who has that kind of money? Like, those tattoos are professionally done. Those aren't no prison tattoos. I mean, obviously.
No, those are, yeah. Of course. Somebody
soaking wet.
Somebody had to finance this, back this, right? That's an investment. Those kids are covered, and
yeah, they
had to start early, right? I mean,
I don't really know much about these kids. I've just seen them a few times. I didn't know their name till you obviously said it, but I'm aware of who they are now.
Yeah,
and I've only seen them through doing something for Dana White a little while ago, and I think Dana laughed at them, but also posted their shit up on his Instagram because it's kind of like they've got a following and stuff. But anyway,
let's talk about a chance, man. And let me make you feel old. Those kids right now they were born July 16th, 2001. So kids that are influential in. These kids are influential.
It's crazy, man.
And
Twin Towers are falling down, and then people having kids like that.
Yeah, and imagine how weird it was to take those babies, and those doctor was like, "Wow, these tattoos are crazy. I wonder if they're going to grow into his skin or if they're going to stay tiny."
Yeah. All right. Should we move on with 6ix9ine again and start to talk about when he went to jail and he had a bit of issues that he was going to get a life sentence, and he worked his way out of that.
So, yeah.
Are you aware of that?
You want to go for that? No, please. I would like for you to enlighten me.
Sure. So he got all these charges like we were just talking about before about the shootings and things. There was potential conspiracy to murder as well, armed robbery. He was looking to face life in prison. So he pled guilty to 9 charges, and he was due to be sentenced on January 24th, 2020, and he faced a possible mandatory sentence of 47 years in prison. So he was looking to be fucked on.
Jesus Christ.
But on February 16th, a plea deal with a document revealed that the rapper could avoid jail time in exchange for his willingness to testify against fellow gang members in concurrent investigations. So he actually just snitched on all of his buddies that he was hanging out with. He snitched on them all. And so his 47-year sentence got reduced to 2 years after testifying against
some good snitching, boy. Gang.
Woo! So the Judge Paul, how do you say this? Paul Engelmeyer, he gave Hernandez credit for helping the prosecutor send several violent gang members to prison, and 13 months of his time was served. But the interesting thing I found, which I highlighted here, on December 18th, 2019, Hernandez's father, his real father, showed up to his court hearing, and after not seeing him since he was 9 years old, Hernandez didn't even notice his dad in the room for the first half of the hearing. His father sat in one of the back rows of the courtroom and spent several minutes trying to get his son's attention. And after Hernandez finally noticed his father was in the courtroom, he just broke down in tears, and his father told reporters that he wants to repair his relationship with his son. So, but I can kind of I don't know, empathize for that, man. Like, this kid's young, in Catholic, upbringing, Christian, at least Christian, goes off the rails. His stepfather's dead. His dad wasn't in his life. Never had that father figure anymore. Goes and makes fucking bulk cash. Goes off the rails again, and then his dad's there all of a sudden. That the impact of the timing of that, a little harsh, a little late, but still a little
But
harsh.
I'm telling you, like, again, super fishy timing. Hey, it's your dear old dad. I'm back. I know I didn't give a fuck about you when you were just a weird candy rapper, but now you have $4 million. Like, how much money does he have? So he's fucking rich as shit. I'm back. I'm in your life. I really want to make an impact, and I want to be a part of my grandchildren's life. Bullshit. He wants to get paid. He wants a meal ticket. Like, this is the obvious one. He's been fucked over a bunch of times, but this is the obvious one. This is clearly.
Yeah, but it's still impactful for him. What his dad's intention was is one thing, but like for someone who's been missing their dad or thought about that all their life, to see them in this situation, it's like you said, probably perfect time to come in if you want to be fishy. Nonetheless, still impactful for a kid who's
only later
love,
do you realize that.
His dad.
Yeah. Only later do you realize that motherfucker he came back when I got paid. So.
He borrowed the $2 million and he never paid it back. Yeah,
you got another.
We're
one
not saying that his dad did
son.
take money. We don't know what happened, but
I mean,
Daz Cowbell just wrote a message to us. He said, "Watching one of his music videos reminds me of the medieval show and the torture devices." Thank you, Daz Cowbell.
Stay tuned for my new single, "The Catherine Wheel" and the Judas Cradle. It kind of is. I don't know. The other thing is that, like, he's so hyped. He's so hyped up in his videos. Like, it's so much animation, and I get it. Peacock's got a peacock or whatever, roost, whatever the fuck.
Is that a rapper thing or is that a 6ix9ine thing, man?
That's a 6ix9ine thing, man. There's some rappers that I know that, like, just barely walk and go like this, and they fucking spit 50 times the fucking lyricism that guy's doing, and they're just going like this. I never saw Mobb Deep do none of that, and they're the best. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to Harry Mack. Next biggest thing in this world, man. Harry Mack. I don't know if you've heard about him, but he's like humble as far. Bro, you've got to research Harry Mack. And in fact, MC Funk, which is Chuck, he put me on to Harry Mack, and you could just look him up on YouTube. He's about to explode on the market. He just freestyle spits bars like you wouldn't believe, bro. He would just tell you to give 3 words and he'll be able to do it like on the spot, consistently change. He's talented. He's awesome to listen to. That's where real skill comes into it, I think, So
Absolutely.
Whoever's watching or listening to this in the replay, Harry Mack, shout out to him. I've got no affiliation with him whatsoever, but I just think he's a cool dude. That's gone to
I'm down
shout out to Chuck for putting me onto him.
To check out any new music. Yeah. Thanks, Chuck. Harry Mack.
Yeah, he's
any
he's
affiliation
awesome.
to Craig Mack? Craig Mack, 1,000 degrees. You'll be on your knees and you'll be burning back and bleed.
Probably not. I have no idea. So going back to 6ix9ine, he went and did some time. There's actually some information that I just started getting before this show. There's so much information on this guy. It was really difficult to. Like, you needed 2 solid weeks to study 6ix9ine, and he's only to my surprise 25 fucking years old, man.
Right.
It's like he's lived a life of a 50-year-old, all crammed into the last several years. Plus, he's gone to jail in that time, and he's achieved all these things. And like, he's obviously made money. I think he's almost gone broke. He's gone to prison. I think he released an album while he was in prison. He's done a lot of things. He just understands the system on how to push things, shit to go viral, and what the people want. Even if they're hating him, he's getting that attention. He's totally doing. He's kind of provoking arguments and fights with the right guys with following, and they're doing it back, and they're trying to clout chase again. It's crazy, man. I've never sort of seen anything like this in any research I've ever done. Anyway,
let me give you another little beef you might not have known about. So he has a beef with Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber. I
know a little bit about that.
In May 2020, 6ix9ine accused singers Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande of cheating and buying their way to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 after their song "Stuck With You" debuted at number 1, while his comeback single "Gooba," like goober, but not even goober, gooba, debuted at number 3 for the week ending May 23rd, 2020. He accused Billboard of chart manipulation. In an Instagram post, 6ix9ine alleged that Grande and Bieber were both using 6 credit cards to purchase 30,000 copies of their song, and on the last minute. So both Bieber and Grande were denied allegations against them, and they were addressing them, but it looks like no more than 4 copies could be purchased. So they were like doing some kind of a loop, a loophole to get out of this. And Bieber
he accused them of cheating, right?
Yeah, the streams don't count. Exactly, they're cheating, but with 6 different credit cards, and they're buying 30,000 pieces of like on Apple or Google, things like that, wherever you buy music. And so it doesn't count, and the stream shouldn't count, and it shouldn't be part of the charts. So I mean, you make your own decision there. I wouldn't put it.
You think 30,000 would have made in much of a difference, man? Because like this guy's getting fucking millions of views, dude.
Well, so are Justin Bieber's. I mean, I don't know who has more, but Justin Bieber has like 1 billion followers. Like, it's ridiculous. But sometimes it's just a little bit.
That's why I'm thinking 30,000.
A little bit more, like kind of like an election day. Just need so many votes to
just the tip.
Because the difference between number 1 and number 2 is probably astronomical when it comes to percentages. And God forbid if you like own a piece of your music, which probably not. But Chief Keef we talked about, and he has beefs with Meek Mill, another rapper. If you guys know about him, 50 Cent, Annual, YG, which we didn't talk about, Rich the Kid, Future. Looks like the mumble rapper that I was making fun of today with the with the Xanax and the drinks. If you don't have a pack of Xanax, you're not having fun. He has a problem with him, and so we're on a wait and see status to see what happens. Does he develop into a person that takes the next step and ties his rainbow man bun up? And I don't know, you can still be that and like be kind of normal and like also show that you have any talent whatsoever. Some would disagree with me, but maybe he has rapping talent that I'm not aware of. Maybe they're using him in a different way, but you know my stance on that.
I do, and again, I've got to say, like, going into this kind of like with a smaller frame of mind at the start, but always open-minded, right? Thinking, I'm going to go in here and take the piss out of this kid. Turns out I've got a new respect for the way he does business, and I like the way he does trolling. It's quite funny. It's something that he's got big balls to do with some of the people he's trolling, right? But when it comes to the money factor too, I don't know if you got some of his income, like what his predicted income has been around a year ago from now. I can read some of those out if you like.
Yes, please.
As for about 12 months ago, just trying to figure out how much he's earning. Spotify had 16 million monthly download streams from him, so that's worth about $64,000 per month. Apple Music, about $40,000 per month from the streams that are downloaded from there. Doesn't seem like much, right? Like $104,000, big deal. But then it goes to YouTube, where he's got 260 million views per month, which equates to about $780,000 per month. So totaling with those together, just the streams alone, $884,000 per month, not including anything with merch or shows or anything like that. He's, as I mentioned earlier, that he had $3.6 million for 15 days of shows before in the past where he was getting screwed over, but he's predicted to earn about $150,000 per show. So if he did just 2 shows a month, including the streams, you're looking at about like almost $1.2 million per month. That he's getting.
As long as he makes the shows, because I'm sure he makes fractional amounts of that if he gets what do you call it? Intimidated into not going on stage. So again, this all has a price tag. You're also shitting where you eat. You have to go back to these places. Austin is, South by Southwest happens every year. You want to, that's an income point, right? But yeah, a little bit more on that. And thank you for kind of reminding me that I did have a little bit about something here that was released in March of 2022. So just last month.
Oh wow!
This is before the newest. Remember, we're talking about the new album and how it has 7.1 million views already, things like that. It looks like people had him on the downturn and didn't foresee him making some new music. So it says, rap star Tekashi 6ix9ine is notorious for flaunting his pricey jewelry and expensive car collection, but now the rapper has financial problems. The Brooklyn Rapper's deal with 10,000 projects expired last month. That's a business, 10,000 projects expired last month, and he has not released music since his home confinement in 2020. Tekashi 6ix9ine still has a publishing deal, but his royalty account remains unrecouped due to enormous advances he accepted, so he is not receiving any income from the agreement. Right now, I'm struggling to make ends meet, said 6ix9ine, and he took a lot of advances, before his arrest, so it's kind of biting him in the ass now. COVID pandemic ruined his lucrative touring career, which was significant, like you said, very significant to his income. Make it or not, he's still getting 20 or 150. And then according to 6ix9ine, the income that he does not receive supports him, his 2 infant children, and their mother, in addition to the mom and the brother. So there's a whole slew of people that he supports underneath his umbrella. So it sounds a lot for a single person, but add 5 or 6 people. And finally, the rapper made the shocking revelation in a sworn declaration to the judge, who's trying to determine the amount of damages 6ix9ine may have to pay for his involvement in a robbery of 2 people on April 3rd, 2018. So it continues to come back from, just because you do stuff once and you get away with it. Exactly. So boom, guess what? Yeah. 2018, pay the fuckers. You can't get away from it. It's especially, so yeah, that's where he is now, but I'm sure tables have turned. New album. Maybe everybody's eating tacos today. Who knows?
Well, I'm sure that was his target, right? Like this big lead up to this new release, but the spending that he'd done since he'd got out in 2020 as well, some of the spending, he's got like several cars. He's got the Lamborghini, that colorful Lamborghini you might have seen.
He has a Bugatti, right?
McLaren, Rolls-Royce, Mercedes-Benz, G-Wagon, Range Rover, and the collection of cars is worth about $1 million. It's actually well over $1 million, sorry. He celebrated when he first got out with some expensive watches. Like didn't catch the price on those watches, but when he's in a clip showing the watches, he's like 1 house, 2 houses, like each watch is supposedly worth a house. I don't know what a house is worth over there, but
several
that's what he's
figures,
claiming.
Yeah, $200,000
right.
least.
Yeah, that's probably what it was worth. He's got handcrafted jewelry from Jimmy Fan. He's got like a Nemo shark, which is like 3 kilos of gold. That's valued at $300,000 by the jeweler, plus a 69 necklace where he could spin it like a fucking widget spinner.
I've always wanted that. I was incomplete without it.
Yeah, me too. 150 grand. If you got 150 grand later on, you can have his. He had a saw themed neck piece. With a pendant that matched the Billy Puppet tattoo on his cheek, and the little draw on this pendant would move when he walks. That was 24.2 carats of regular diamonds, as well as black diamonds, and he hangs it from a diamond Cuban linked chain, and that's valued around $300,000 itself. This one's a little bit fucked up. He's got like a My Little Pony piece, like pendant thing,
like a brony.
He's got his real rainbow hair that like a pony head, like with diamonds and stuff in it. VVS diamonds valued at $95,000, and he's got like rainbow hair coming out of it that's been cut from his head and styled by a hairdresser in that piece.
Chilling. Do you know what?
Better go 6ix9ine.
So there's a whole. We should do a talk about this, guys. Clap it up if you guys. I don't know. I'm gonna ask Rocstedi right now if he knows what a brony is. I think you glazed over it when I said that. You know what a brony is?
I know what a Phil Baroni is, but I don't know what a brony is.
A brony is a grown man or woman, but it's funnier to pretend we're talking about a guy, which there's plenty of them. These are grown people that are obsessed with one movie and one movie alone, and it's called My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. And I know you know what I'm talking about. And they have a convention, and these people get together, and they dress up like My Little Ponies, and they clip clop around. Oh yeah, oh yes, my friend. So that is, clap it up one more time if you guys think we should do an episode on bronies and kind of explain this whole world to Rocstedi. I thought so. This is deep.
Where can I find this brony?
Oh man, just a quick internet search and you'll be off to the races, literally. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Yeah. Grown people, grown men that like put on the the little jammies to go to bed, and they put their little hooves, and they like, fuck it. It's not all sexual either. It's just like that's the way they want to live. Like anyway, I don't know. So he's a lot like a brony because he's all colorful and shit.
Yeah. He does love it. We got a message from Kaylee here. So here we go.
AC, don't feel bad. His music's like, kind of catchy sometimes, but he said himself, he's like, I'm trash. And he says it all the time. Like, he doesn't take his music seriously. He just know what works, what makes money, and that's what he's in it for. Like, he doesn't write all the shit himself.
Right.
He just puts it out for the money. And multiple times in interviews and stuff, he's been like, my shit's trash. Like, I'm trash. I'm just a troll that can rap.
I've seen on one of his interviews.
Thanks, Kaylee. Yeah,
they said, "Where do you think you're going to be in 10 years?" And he said, "Probably washed up, like probably just done. Like he doesn't even think his future's there. He just literally says it. Don't give a fuck. So I'm not trying to save the world. Just trying to make money." And
excuse me, earlier today I just said that he got super offended at Ludacris for saying the exact same thing to him. He's a narcissist. He can't be told that, even though it's true. It's like, well, you probably won't be around, but I'm trash. Are you trash or not? Will you be around? Why are you so deeply offended? People are agreeing with you. You are trash. We need to not talk about
how much have you got left on that? I've got a little bit about his philanthropy, and then I'm pretty much out of information on this kid. I mean, there was so much more.
I would have saved this last part that I just wrote for after the philanthropy part, but that's kind of like the latest with him and everything that's going on with the sentencing and the being kind of broke but now not so broke. So I got to bring up something more recent. But yeah, tell us about what he gives away.
All right, just a few points. How in 2008 he visited Dominican Republic to shoot a music video, and then there's footage of him there. He's just handing out $100 bills to people.
Nice.
And there's even this old dude just sitting on the balcony on his porch. He just walks up and gives it. The old dude's just looking at him like, the fuck? They're just giving him money.
That's a lot of money. I've been to the Dominican Republic, and it's like you give him a $5 bill, it's like $36 per dollar. Like, to give him $100 is like a month's worth of work. It's
okay. It's like super good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he's flicking all these bills and throwing fucking $1 million in the air in his videos and shit, you think he'd hand out more than $100 bill to these people. That's my own personal thought. But anyway,
the sad part would be if he goes to pick him up. I'm sorry to cut you off. Like, imagine like the camera's cut and he's like, all right, nobody fucking touch my money. Give me my fucking money.
Yeah, exactly.
Brings it back and like stuffs it back into a suitcase of fucking dirty animals. You don't touch me. Oh, what a philanthropist.
What we got here? We've got in 2018, Hernandez announced a percentage of proceeds from the sale of his Nicki Minaj's assisted hit would be donated to the various youth programs in New York, and a portion of the proceeds for the 2020 single "Trolls" was donated to the Bali Project to support people arrested by the George Floyd protests. Okay, so a couple more here. He met and spent the day with Taddy, an 8-year-old old Brooklyn girl terminally ill with brain cancer, whose wish was to meet him. Hernandez took her out for a shopping spree, and Hernandez has made a significant monetary contribution to the Christian Rivera, that's Uncle Eddie and Benny Boom Boom, the Christian Rivera Foundation, a non-profit organization founded and raised awareness and support clinical research for a very rare form of brain cancer. On February 2019, a video surfaced of Hernandez in anti-violence against women commercial for Romantic Depot and New York-based sex shop and lingerie store chain. And lastly, this one to my surprise, after returning home from prison, Hernandez intended on donating $200,000 from the $2 million that he had earned from Goober to No Kid Hungry. However, the director of sorry, my eyes are bad, man. I've got to go closer. However, the director of strategic communications, Laura Washburn, declined the donation, saying, "We are grateful for Mr. Hernandez's generous offer to donate to No Kids Hunger, but we have informed his representatives that we have declined this donation. As a child-focused campaign, it is our policy to decline funding from donors whose activities do not line up with our missions and values." Ooh. Hernandez responded on Instagram saying,
"Gotta put your foot down."
That He said that they'd rather take food out of the mouth of these innocent children. I've never seen anything so cruel. So, I mean, where's your stand on that? Do you think that it's good that they denied his money because of what they stood for, or do you think that the money that he's earned should rightfully go to kids that are starving? I mean, that's like a difficult one to work
It's
out.
difficult because you don't want to take it away from the kids that are starving. But first of all,
Correct.
I have my own issues on wondering where, when you give foundations money, there's no tracker app for the bills that you give. You know what I'm saying? There's no now your money is helping this person to buy medical supply. It's not like that. So you're giving blindly to a faceless corporation that may or may not be on the up and up. But let's get past that. I would have to, just to save face, not have to do that. We can't accept quote unquote blood money, and there has to be a line drawn of decency somewhere, where, because that's the ultimate like proof that money trumps everything. There's nothing, if you don't even do that, nothing is sacred. You can't even, so what, you're treating people very badly to then acquire this money to then give to people that are treated very badly. Like it's like an Ouroboros. It's a snake eating itself. It doesn't make any sense. You have to address things at the root.
Ouroboros.
An Ouroboros.
I like that. Yes, sir.
What was I going to tell you? Also, you know who else he took out for a shopping spree?
Who else?
Chief Keef's girl, his baby mama. He took out his baby mama.
Talk about fucking troll of the century, man. That's right.
I almost didn't talk about that. Yo, she's at the mall, like trying on shit. She has. I'm not here to shame anyone, but she has equestrian type teeth.
A head like a half-chewed cock.
They're very, they're very equestrian style teeth, and she could have probably done better, maybe going to the dentist instead of to Versace. But alas, Tekashi, buy me new grills. But that's he's a fucking super troll. Just to give you that tidbit too. He also will take out your girl. So he's petty and he's got money to floss it. So yeah, the guy's super interesting to a certain extent. But if I don't talk to him, and I know we're right about our time, but if I don't talk about him for the next 35, 40 years, I think I would be fine as well. Or we can do an update if you really want to.
I've only just learned about this guy. I need to say a little bit more because in my own personal opinion, I think he's trolled to his maximum level now, and he's looking at a death sentence sometime soon, man. Like, I don't see him seeing out the next 5 years. So it's a story I kind of want to follow because I want to see what the result is of what he's done now. Like, I've only known about this guy for days now. He's
just born to you. Like, he's just born to you. Like, we're all like fucking told so sick of this fucking guy. Like, shut up. Oh my God, shut up.
Yeah, man.
That face tattoo. We talked about tattoos the other day.
Totally new to me.
We talked about face tattoos the other day, and it's kind of for the low hanging fruit, right? Like, you told me in confidence. I'm not sure if I should say this or not, but like, you're pretty covered with tattoos. So like your hands, you told me that in one time that you probably wouldn't have done that if you had to do it again. Imagine the level of not giving a fuck you have to put a 69, not only a huge black number, but like the most vulgar of numbers. It's not like 17. It's like fucking, 69, and everything screams, look at me. You can see me in night vision goggles, and imagine what it takes to go through with that, to sit there, get those tattoos all over your face and say, when I get up from here, I'm going to be a star. What delusion?
You'd have to be pretty confident that's going to fucking work, right?
I'm going to be a star.
Because you ain't going to get a job nowhere else. I got it, bro. Like, I wake up, I put like a 6 and a 9, man. That's going to work.
What's your number going to be, bro? 69, dude. Obviously.
69, man. We've got 2 messages here, man. As we're going to close up the show in a second, we've got Kaylee.
6ix9ine's also done a lot of philanthropy that he hasn't advertised. Like, he donated, I think, $200,000 to his high school shit tons of money to other organizations. He just does it on the low, and then sometimes he does it on video, the handing out money thing.
Wait, let me see here, Kaylee. Thank you for that. Wait, I almost have this here. Yes. It looks like he also donated 2 fists to his ex-girlfriend in 2018 when he knocked her the fuck out and gave her like huge black eyes and said that she was bleeding and leaking blood. But really nice guy. Otherwise, gives to the poor. I don't know anymore.
It's a little off-putty. Yeah. We've got one more here from Lisa. Thanks for joining us, Lisa.
Thanks for clearing up this whole show, guys, with this information. I'm never going to look at oral sex again the same way. I'm really not.
Thank you, Lisa. That's good.
Oral sex. Remember, 6ix9ine also means that somebody's has a nose full of butt. So I do want to thank our sponsor, our fake sponsor, Red Stripe Beer. The first time I actually had beer at 7:30 in the morning, my time. And you know what? It was refreshing, clean, and oh so Jamaican. Cheers.
I'm glad that you could drink it. I should be the one drinking it. I've just got a message from Legends. He said that he's got messages in my other profile. I'm sorry, man. That's not hooked up to do that this show, brother. So I'll have to check them all after.
I know.
This is the spot to send them.
The pitfalls.
Pay attention.
The pitfalls.
All right. That's it. 6ix9ine. I wish you the best of luck, man, because I think you're going to have to watch your back.
You got a new guy in
Rocstedi.
Rocstedi's going to follow the shit out of you, 6ix9ine. Don't worry. We're going to do a.
I'm going to follow your story because I'm interested. I'm interested to see how you can survive this shit. And to be fair, I like his trolling methods. He trolls well. Like he's a kid. He's 25. He's trolling grown. He's supposed to be a grown man. He's trolling grown men, and they're falling for it big time. It's like, bitch, take the bait. I'm like, all right, man. Like, I'm going to watch this shit how it unfolds. Yeah. So
thank you for saying
he needs to know where to draw that line.
Yep.
Where do you draw that line and go, right, I've pushed everything to the limit now. Now it's time to ring them up and go, boys, I was just joking, right? Let's come together with another fucking show and like let's put it on for the people and everyone fucking watches it, right?
Like but I reckon he's
just call the next guy out. And
exactly.
The next guy, and pew pew, and you're done.
He's literally done. You explained exactly what happened with Casanova. One of the first guys that he had beef with, the guy from Rikers Island. Like later on, people were like, "Oh, he went to New York. He squashed the beef with him right there in the street." And then there's a video with them. It's famous of him going, "Yo, we squashed the beef, son." And the other guy's like, "We outside. We outside." It's like we squashed the beef. Like he's almost like begging him to say something like at all, maybe coherent or cogent or intelligent at all, just to add to the situation. He's, "Yo, we squashed." He's like, "We outside. We outside.
Don't tell the police to back up," or something like that. He said, didn't he?
Yeah. We outside.
All right.
We outside. I feel stupider.
We've got one more message from Daz. He said, anything to sell Mended. He's talking about Benny Boom Boom's album. So if you're listening, go and look up Mended by Michael Rivera. That's his album. That completely fucking failed. But that's okay. We support him.
Hey.
All right. I think that's it for this kid. Yeah, good luck, kid. That's enough talking about him.
Good luck, fucking kid. I like your fucking moxie. Get out there and fucking give it your best, huh, Clowny? Huh? Yeah. Get out there, Rainbow Bright. Do your fucking thing.
I don't know if Katie sent another message or not. Hang on. It's hard to tell because it's just like one voicemail after the other. You can't tell with the text. We're going to press it anyway and let's have a listen. No, I think I played that just before.
Hey, AC, I'm not saying that he's a good guy or that I like him or anything. You can ask Rock. I've just been following his career because it's like, what the fuck?
Kaylee, actually, she's a lesbian. She told me that he's the only thing that would turn her straight. 69 style.
That's the tide that'll turn the tuna.
It is.
But wait,
so turn the tuna.
I didn't say that he was a good guy or a bad guy. I just wanted to come back with what I like to do is always like when something goes left, I like to go right and see like, nothing is better to jar people's not only funny bone but like thinking bone is when you juxtapose something and you're like, well, you know what else? You know who else he took out to Make-A-Wish Foundation kid? You know who else he took shopping? this guy's fucking wife. And you know who else he fucking, he also beats some chicks, you know, like it's just, it's an ebb and flow, you know, not everyone's perfect, but holy shit. Some are worse than others for sure.
I mean, if I had to give my sum on the pros and cons of this guy, I think he's a piece of shit for what he did with the kid, that girl. I think he's a fucking shit for snitching on his fucking buddies, right? When you're in the fucking street gang, man, you don't do that shit, right?
Yeah, he fucking.
But I think he's a fucking awesome troll. I think he's so great at getting shit to go viral. Like, so I've got this real split opinion about him. His actual personality is not fucking. No, sorry, his morals are shit, right? But his ideas and concepts for business are fucking smart. And
but who would have known it? Who would have known if he was like the turn of the century? Like, would he still been a successful like cotton gin owner? You know, like would that have translated to back in the day or any time? You know, like would he have been so innovative? Or is just like I'm a lazy ass like kid that smokes a lot of weed and I know when to post at 3:06 p.m. on YouTube and I know the hashtags to use. You know what I mean? It's a far cry from the
like those other like the Island Boys, right? They're like that younger generation that really, really grasp technology better and understand about these social media platforms, and they know when to launch and they know what to do. People like in our generations look back and go, this kid's colored his fucking face in, but they're capturing the newer generations and getting these huge followings. And look, if that pays millions and millions, if I was getting paid millions and millions of dollars, like $1 million a month, man, I'd paint my fucking face too with a Sharpie.
You don't have to. A 4-year-old kid gets paid $3 million a month to play with cars and new toys, and kids watch that. And then I wake up every day and I put on
shout out Ryan's Toy Review,
and I give my life to work while a 4-year-old makes $3 million a month for playing with toys that I couldn't even have when I was a kid. How's that?
Yeah, man.
How's that?
I think you're talking specifically about Ryan's Toy Review, right? That kid, like, I mean, $22 million the year before COVID, right? I mean, from online toys. That's great. Good for him. Good for his family. The disappointing thing is that my kid used to watch that as a younger kid, and he used to think that that's what families should do. And like, we were shit parents. How come you never do that? Ryan's parents always play with him. Ryan's parents like, hey, kid, that's not the real fucking world, right?
Kid,
get in your fucking room.
Ryan doesn't live in the iPad, okay? You know, there's more than a thumbnail to Ryan. But yeah, I mean, that's the other pitfall that we have is just living in this age, and then us kind of being in one step in analog. Because I'm born in 79, so I'm analog and then digital. I've embraced digital completely, but I remember when there was nothing. So we're in a very weird straddling of time where, you know, there was a horse-drawn carriage, but then there was also the steam engine. And whoever capitalizes on that rides the wave. That's the guy we're calling, you know, daddy. We got to kiss the ring. So Tekashi 6ix9ine, I guess you're up, man. Make something of yourself. It's been an amazing show. I want to thank everyone in the audience. I want to thank everyone that wakes up early with us. I want to thank Rocstedi. I want to thank Macho Man. I think Macho Man surprised the shit out of us. And, I mean, it's been a pretty fucking eventful show. And, you know, sorry to, you know, anybody who couldn't join us as far as Elvis and Macho Man.
And any others that couldn't join us. And if they can't join us, they'll never know because they couldn't join us to know that. But that's okay. The show was like kind of like patchy with information that came together because, again, it was like kind of like last week's. The information was hard to find. There was a lot of info on this guy, man. So much.
When you have that, I guess, mean, imagine, God, everybody talking about him and a million just crashing the mainframe talking about him. Yeah.
Trying to find his story is as sporadic as his life has been, you know, as fucking crazy. So, yeah, watch this space, I guess. All right, AC, where can we find you, brother?
Oh, yeah. So you can find me when you... I'll wait for that. Door. Awesome. I'm getting the timing of Fireside. So you can find me if you go to the Shotgun Candy Podcast on Instagram. That is a great way to find all three of us. You're able to click on my link and go right to me. So you can find me there. Send me a message on AC is on Fireside. I'm trying to do something on Twitch because I'm a gamer. I'm trying to figure that out, and look out for something that I'll be doing a little bit more on my own as a Fireside creator on my own channel, because I got to get some use out of it. So look out for that. Shotgun Candy is number one forever, but we got to do some other stuff to stir the pot. We got to get some shit going with all this new stuff on Fireside, and I can't wait. So looking forward to that.
You're the man, brother. And just for the record, Shotgun Candy can also be found on all different podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, you know the rest here. But the best way to find it is just by typing into Google Shotgun Candy Podcast. You'll find us there. And as for myself, same thing. Type in the Rocstedi Podcast in Google. You'll find us on all the different platforms that you need to find with social media. That's really it for this week, man. I'm not sure what subject we're going to do next. Are we going to do this week's subject that we've pushed back next week? Are we going to do that?
We can get some feedback right now. So the one for this week,
good idea,
was going to be unluckiest and luckiest people of all time. And people who have won an exorbitant amount of money, people who have lost that same exorbitant amount of money. It sounds like they might like it. I think it's an interesting topic. I live in Las Vegas, so I'd bring a specific outlook to that. So that'd be fun. I might even get someone that's local here. That might be like an older Vegas person to tell me some of their pitfalls living here and how much they've lost and how much they've won. There's stories all over this place. So I think it might be time to get some correspondence on the street, if you know what I mean.
Let us know, guys. Either write to Shotgun Candy, but we wouldn't mind if you write here in the box here on live. I just fucked that up. We wouldn't mind if you write here in the box on Fireside Live. There you go. That came out right.
That was hard.
Let us know the subjects you want us to talk about. If we got Loredana that's still listening, I'm not sure if she is. She might have. No, she's still there. I know she's a huge Beatles fan. That's probably another thing I want to bring up too. The Beatles.
Nice.
That'd be great.
That would be. I feel horrible. I'm not going to tell you what I think about them, but that will be. Let me just tell you, that would be the most interesting podcast of your life, because I feel differently about the Beatles than most people. Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to rain on anyone's parade. I love the Beatles; they're wonderful, and I love that you love them.
All right, man. We're gonna close out the show. Sorry to Elvis that he couldn't make it, and sorry to Macho Man because he had those technical issues. But shout out to you guys. Quick shout out to the listeners before we go.
Oh yeah.
We've got Mark, we've got AC, myself, of course. We've got Paul Vado, Mando, which is twanging, I believe. We've got Lewis in the crowd, Loredana, Mr. Bombastic, Macho Man is still listening. EV, I don't know who EV is. First time this show, so welcome EV. Jen, we've got Joey Butts, Jared, which is legend. Sorry about those messages, man. You gotta flick over to this one next time. Uncle Eddie, Kaylee, we've got Will, we've got Cunny, McShitballs. I lost where it was. We've got Excelled, we've got Worm, Mocamps, Dave Watson from How Was Your Day with Sam and Dave on every Wednesday evening. Gaz Cowbell, and everyone's moving up now, so I'm not sure if I missed anyone, but I think I got everyone that's listening here live.
And not to mention
on Fireside.
Not to mention the simulcast people that we are not able to see. We see you. We know you guys are watching because I see it behind the scenes. And thank you. You are counted as well. Even though you might not be able to be here, we see you and we thank you for the support as well, wherever you are and however you listen. So, Rocksteady, I think it's time, bro.
It is time. Candy Shippo says, show your ass. And Mo Camp says, I love horses. And I know she does. And I think I know why she loves horses. So,
I love horses.
Guys, till next week. We'll see you all then. Thank you very much.
Give yourselves a round of applause and thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
You guys are the bestest ever. We love you so much. Have a great rest of your weekend. Go out and get some sunshine.